Hello and welcome to round 8 of the Reykjavik Open. We're your hosts for the day, Mr. Zivid. I think your chair is a bit lower today, could it be?
Could it be? I don't know.
I feel tall today. Oh, little
Oh,
Zivid.
little, okay, we can't have that. That's better.
There we go.
Oh,
So, round 8, we're getting to the finishing lines, only 2 rounds to go. We have a sole leader, we mentioned it a few times yesterday, but let's remind you, it's Constantin Lupulescu from Romania, who has a massive 6.5 out of 7 score, and he is a full point clear of the field of 10 pursuers. Amongst the 10 pursuers, we have our our top 2 seeds, Gawain Jones, who is playing against Lupulescu today, and Niels Guandelius, who yesterday took advantage of David Eggleston not finding the best move. We stayed with that until the very end. So yeah, today it's going to be an exciting day, because in case of a Lupulescu win against Gawain Jones, I believe he will win the tournament with a round 2 spare. At least he will definitely have the best tiebreak.
Yeah, if he wins, then it's more or less
so far,
over.
by the way, before we get to the game, only one game over on the top 31 boards, and that is Johan Sebastian Christiansen beating Bas van der Plasche from the Netherlands. Also, for your Aman fans out there, Aman seems to be on a bit of tilt. Yesterday we saw his endgame rook ending. He seemed to be the only one to have chances to push it for a win. But
can you clarify what does plash mean? Do you know it?
No, it doesn't.
I heard the rumor, which I'm not going to repeat.
If you heard something naughty, not that I'm familiar.
No, it's not
that
necessarily
I'm
naughty,
familiar
but,
with it.
Okay.
At least in German or any of the languages I'm familiar with. No, I don't think it means anything.
Okay, we'll leave it at that.
I don't even know what you have in mind.
That's
so
good,
if we have any Dutchies in the chat, and I'm sure there must be at least one person from the Netherlands watching us, if you can clarify if pleasure means anything at all.
Maybe the Johan Sebastian game isn't over. The final position on chess24 doesn't look.
I didn't actually look into it.
Yeah, because we had very rarely some table glitches.
Yeah.
But we'll check into it. I think it's best that we start maybe
on the top board.
And
I just wanted to say for the Aman fans out there, Aman seems to be on a bit of tilt today, because his opponent opened with d4 and he responded with e5.
Yeah. The not so
Plasche. In French, plage means beach, but I don't think that's what you were referring to. Okay, let's go to board 1, Constantin Lupulescu and Gawain Jones.
Oh, chess, yes. let's have a look. So Constantin had white. Well, he has white. And
we have the answer in the chat. That's not Dutch.
That's not Dutch,
so you have been misinformed. Who is your informant? Hello, Manas. Good to see you.
Okay. Let's look at the game.
It's probably for the best.
Yeah, Gawain played g6, and he usually plays the King's Indian. I haven't seen too many games, if at all, with the Grunfeld.
Yeah.
So maybe he's trying to
surprise his opponent.
Now let's see how that went. He took on c3, bishop d7, knight f3, c5, and Lupulescu played h3, which is not one of the more common moves here. Bishop e2, bishop c4, rook b1, but h3. Okay, maybe he was expecting some preparation and wanted to, surprise Gawain by himself. Bishop e3, queen a5, pinning the pawn on c3, but the bishop goes back to d2, e6, bishop e2, queen c7. And
is all of this still theoretical?
yeah, I doubt it. Like if If I cheat into the reference tab, I'm not sure we find the game here.
No.
Because they had this like, bishop e3, bishop d2, the queen went to a5, back to c7. The early h3 is not the most popular move. And now he plays h4. So they're breaking a lot of rules, but...
Yes, can you explain this move both to our audience and myself? I mean, a simple move like castling seems to make perfect sense.
Yeah.
If it was Lupulescu playing who had to play for the win, then maybe I would understand. But here, when a draw would be a perfectly good result for him, why take such drastic measures?
But it's always a question, if you should change your style just because you need something of a tournament situation. I don't know.
But I mean, even regardless of the tournament situation, h4 is a move that at first sight, why h4 over, let's say, castling?
Yeah, I mean, he just feels like black has been spending a lot of time, especially with the queen. And I have played some openings where you play, after knight f3, you play b6 on move 2. Let's say after c4, c4, b6. Very often after you play d5 in these lines, you transfer to a Grunfeld. And then you often end up in a situation like this where you don't have a knight here. So you don't have a lot of pieces on the king side. And I guess he feels that.
And I mean, we saw yesterday that Lupulescu has a very aggressive, very enterprising style. If you missed his game against Fiuja, for me, game of the tournament so far, make sure to A, check Ingvar's report on the website, and B, I saw Simon made a video on the game. Simon, the Ginger GM, so
just check out the report because I already embedded
his
Simon's
video.
so
Brilliant. So just
2 for 1.
Absolutely.
So the question is black too vulnerable on the king side? I guess it remains to be seen. But it feels very sensible just to castle here, and like you said, especially since he doesn't really need to risk anything much. I don't think you are running into any problems with the e-pawn. Probably bishop d3 should be fine. Just looks fine for white, but
there's a question, I'll forward it to you. Anyone know where I can get the PGN files for this year's tournament games?
Yeah, you go to the homepage and under media and games, there's downloadable PGN files for all the games. If you want to just get the electronic boards, you can see the games on Chess24, on ChessBomb, Follow Chess, the usual sites. But there is, if you could just go to the homepage
and just
send
got
them the
disconnected.
Yeah. Okay, so Lupulescu played e5 here, knight c6, and h5. So basically he feels that black should be lacking defenders on the king side, but let's see. Rook c2, c takes d4, c takes d4, queen e7, bishop to g5, queen b4 check, and king f1. So white is not castling. He's losing the castling rights, but he feels that the king is quite safe on f1. The rook is aggressively placed on h1.
Even you might need to help me here.
Yeah, you go to media, games, and download PGN. To the left, to the left, to the left.
Everything you owe me. Oh, does this sound?
Wait for it. Then get the link.
Okay, here we go. So here's the link to the PGN.
Should probably games. Put it in the sidebar. Usually I have it in the... Oh! Thank you, Percy. He's missing my purple sweater.
Me too. I actually commented on it too.
It's in the washer. I'm sorry.
Actually, I wanted to just say... I wanted to say we have a few more moves.
Okay, so... Yeah, no, this is a different game.
Yeah, but we still have...
I was like, what happened?
After knight takes d4.
Ah,
what's
okay.
happening here?
Yeah, that's a good question. We'll have to find out. So let's see. He played bishop
maybe
d5.
The king is not so safe.
No, maybe not.
Something just went wrong here.
So could he have played bishop e3? No, then e5 hangs. So okay, the pawn was under attack. If you try to defend it, let's say bishop to c3 or bishop e3. In both cases, knight takes e5 and the rook is well placed here. So he played bishop g5, there was a check, and knight takes d4. So he must have some, well, they both must have something concrete in mind. Lupulescu thought for 14 minutes before playing bishop g5, 10 minutes for king f1, and Gawain thought for 70 minutes before he took on d4. So.
And so we had a couple more moves.
Yeah.
White now took on d8,
Mm-hmm.
and knight c2 is the position on the board.
Okay. So Gawain is up a pawn. I mean, if we just...
Okay, so...
He's not going to take a c2. He's going to, I think, retreat with the bishop, but just to show if it takes, then black is up a pawn.
And also the bishop here is very strong here.
Yeah.
The black, dark squared bishop putting pressure on e5. The light squared bishop having this nice
maybe you could
diagonal.
even just take immediately, and this is a problem. So he's not going to take on c2. He's going to move the bishop. But where to move it? Is it tempted to play bishop f6 maybe? It probably is. And then our knight would be under attack. We have to do something about it. We could move it. We could play bishop e4 maybe. I'm not sure. I'm just seeing what's there.
Is there anything with taking on g7 and then knight g5? No, probably not.
Yeah, I mean, it's tempting.
I mean, I really would like, of course.
Yeah, it's white to move. I would also just like to play here because I can even play here and sack the queen and it's mate.
Yeah, this doesn't look great.
Although the back rank, I'd have to be careful about.
But maybe we can start by taking on g7 and then play queen c1.
Yeah, queen c1 threatens bishop takes g7 as well. That's true.
Yeah, and black can never really take on f6.
What does Gawain have in mind here? So
Johannes in the chat is saying, I strongly dislike white's position.
Oh, he dislikes white's position?
I think it's a matter of if we can get something going. I think here we need a better move, probably.
Okay. Can we just take on f3 maybe? Play rook c8. Have everything defended. Still I could play queen c1.
Okay, but here I'll maybe queen c4 check. Oh no, bishop e2 even you have.
Yeah, or just king g1.
But bishop e2 and then you're gonna take on g7 and then you're gonna checkmate me, no?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe, okay.
And now after bishop e2 I have knight e3. Oh no. That's too... I don't know. Can I just go back just to figure out if I'm losing my mind or if... So I was saying after queen c4, I thought bishop e2 was a move and then I thought maybe knight e3 is a move here. So maybe I'm talking nonsense. And then I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I'd have to take with the queen.
But then
and then queen c1. Yeah, and you win.
So bishop e2
yeah, it's actually a move, yeah. It's a very good move.
I can't even tell... Ender is saying Fiona has great move propositions, but I think it's
no, it's
ironic.
I think it's working. So, yeah, king g1. It's more natural, I think, and avoids this knight e3 tactic. And now what? Maybe knight somewhere, knight. Let's say knight d4. As an example, can I now play queen?
Johannes thinks that some accurate defending moves from black, and it will be 0-1.
Okay, fair enough. Maybe could well be true.
Lost. Let's see if we have had more moves.
I'm sure he's aware of that because, well, he's basically going all in.
Also, I mean, time could be. Yesterday we saw a very fascinating time scramble between Lupulescu and Alireza, but this time time could become an issue for Lupulescu down to 25 minutes. For 19 moves. I mean, a Gawain win at least would be great for the tournament situation. I mean, then suddenly a lot of players would be
basically
back
everybody
with a chance.
would catch up.
Yeah.
Because we do have
10 players in
10 players
pursuit.
of 5.5. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maximum 6 could catch up. So we could have a 7-way tie.
No.
At the most.
Yes. Is that true? Yes. Yes, you are correct. You win. And yeah, Chess Gremlin, I pointed that out earlier. Aman did play the England Gambit. I think it's probably a bit of tilt. Don't want to be judging him too harshly, but yeah, he did play the England and he found himself in quite a bad position. I'm not sure how he's getting on now, but I don't really like what he did.
Okay, we might have a look at that at some stage.
Let's just check out top 4 boards.
Yeah, we'll leave this one.
We probably also should
Yes,
go through the openings very quickly, only because we are 2.5 hours into the round, and I think the board 1 clash is going to be very interesting. So on board 2 we have Abhijit Gupta against Niels Grandelius.
Oopsie daisy. I'll have
Oopsie daisy.
Now I have to remember again. Is it okay, Stully? Yep. So very quickly, Gupta with white, Grandelius with black. This a6 move.
I had lunch with Niels and I said, who are you playing? And he said, I'm playing Gupta. I already played him earlier in the tournament. Now I play Gupta again because he
played the other Gupta.
The other Gupta.
Yeah. So I played a6, which is a fairly recent trend. Magnus Carlsen has played this. He played this a lot in, I think, the World Rapid and Blitz,
and
for
Niels,
instance.
of course, is one of the seconds of Magnus.
So maybe you can get a little bit of a, a taster menu of what Magnus is playing by looking at Niels's games. C takes d5, ed, knight f3, h6. Yeah, this is exactly what Magnus has been doing, a6 and h6.
Also, I like how stylish, how it looks good, I think, these two players. I think this is what we get to see, in tournaments like the World Blitz and Rapid, for example, in Qatar, when there was a dress code. I was thinking when I was taking photos, like, they do look quite stylish today, Niels and Gupta.
They look like cricket players.
Is that a good or a bad thing?
That's probably decent. But yeah, anyway, we tend to tell beginners not to move your pawns like this because you're not really, you don't really have to prevent anything just yet there. But this is,
it looks funny.
More advanced strategy, but it still looks funny. Queen b3, knight f6, and bishop d6, trying to trade off this bishop. So black, I mean, he's developing quite fast, considering that he spent this time on a6 and h6. And probably shouldn't be too much wrong with this position, but this knight on c6 is probably slightly misplaced, and white sort of has like an easy way to play maybe knight a4 to c5 and try to make something happen on the c file. Meanwhile, black is just trying to be solid, more or less. Knight a4, b6. This undermines the knight, but we don't have any pressure on the knight just yet. Queen a3. Offering double pawns, but if you accept that, then you're struggling to defend the knight, and if the knight moves, the pawn is toast, so you can't really afford that. So Niels played knight b4, knight e5, a5, knight back to c3, threatening knight here, and instead of playing passively, Niels played c5, g4, bishop h7, queen a4. That's where we're at now, I think. Yeah.
And I was just trying to figure out, since that result I announced of Johann Sebastian. I keep getting disconnected today. I don't know what's wrong.
No, but I think white should be slightly better. I mean, just on account of being white basically in a d4 opening, and he hasn't done anything wrong. There's a nice knight on e5. Some opportunities to grab some space on the king side, perhaps. There's a hole for a knight here or a bishop. But having said that, you know, maybe not so easy to move forward for white. So I think this will be a middle game battle where things will happen later in the game.
So let's move on to board 3. Board 3, where Erwin Lamy is playing against Tigran Petrosian.
What default in? So let's go really quickly. Erwin with white. He could have put a6 here, which is unusual, and I think this might be called the Gingy Indian.
The what?
The Gingy Indian for Romanticism.
I still don't know what you say.
You don't know Romanticism, really?
I suppose he's a Georgian GM.
That's true. He lives in America. We call him Alphabetsvili because it's so hard to pronounce, and I'm not sure I did a good job, but yeah, Gingy.
You tried your best.
I tried my best, you know. So yeah, the idea is b5 at some stage, but after knight c3 d5, we're sort of transposing to what Niels was playing against Gupta. Bishop f4, bishop d6. So black hasn't played h6, but after these moves, we're actually transposing to the other game, except Lamy, instead of queen b3, he's going bishop d3. So a slight difference. So, and he takes with the f pawn. Okay, that's interesting. It's much more common to take with the h pawn, but
I mean, it looks bizarre.
yeah, but
especially to leave the e3 pawn and defend it like that. But I guess there must be concrete reason.
Yeah, I mean, must be, you know, gunning for, you know, play on the f file, maybe opening up the position. h3 g4. Maybe he just wants to
also, if I
attack on the king side.
I would never. If I knew this was a game between Erwin and Tigran, I would think that Tigran was white.
Yes.
It doesn't really look in Erwin's style to do something so unprincipled.
No, that's true. So rook a to e1. I'm guessing he must have good time since he's playing.
He's caught up on time now. 32 minutes in the current position for white, 26 for black.
So okay, c5 by black, h3. So he wants to play h3 g4 at some stage. a3, rook a c8. Black could play c4, but I guess it's unprincipled to release the tension. Bishop f5 would probably be played, and it takes a while for black to do anything on the queen side. So he prefers this, and now b4, more dynamic. 92 a5, g4, knight into e4, which yeah, it's a pawn sacrifice. It doesn't seem to be like a particular threat here, but okay, knight d4, takes.
And we don't have any more moves.
The position.
Yeah. So what is the idea here behind this pawn sacrifice?
That's a good idea. I mean, I guess he's gunning for control of the e4 square and trying to get a good bishop at some stage. Maybe knight f6 here.
Yeah, knight f6 and maybe bishop d5.
Yeah.
And plant a piece on e4.
Yeah, and I mean, probably the queen must go back here or even here, because if you go to these squares, the rook can maybe come into c2. But go to d3, you're vulnerable to bishop c4. And if you go back, it's a bit passive, and maybe bishop c4 already, and you can't move the knight, and d3 is under attack. Could play knight e5 though, so that's maybe not a problem. You could also play bishop d5. Trying to get control of this square with a knight, or maybe a bishop, and then rook c2.
Yeah, I think black definitely has counterplay here. Hello, Fuchsia, my dear Fuchsia. Shall we move on? Let's just check all the boards with players in the hunt on 5.5. So boards 4, 5, and 6 we'll look at next. And we'll start with board 4, where Quentin Loiseau is playing against Parleygrass. Quentin Loiseau having a fantastic tournament so far, one of the two only non-GMs in pursuit. Shall we just go to the current position? We'll have to fix your chest base. Oops.
We'll have to fix your pen.
Yes. So,
I was messing with the size, so maybe I'd have to close all the windows so it opens the same size.
We'll fix
I'll
it.
I'll try that.
Yeah.
I'll try that actually. So we'll get rid of this
We're trying
bug.
to fix Mr. Zibit's. Although I haven't seen the board jump, maybe it doesn't really impact this, I don't know. If you're wondering what's going on, yeah, that's just us trying to fix things.
Okay.
And
now
we're back.
We're back to normal, I think. So let's see the position.
The last few moves.
Yeah, he took on d5. So white has the knight pair against the bishop pair.
And the kings are pretty out there in the open, especially the white one.
Yeah, it's a bit lonely down here. Don't really see any like concrete threats for white.
No.
But
I'd probably, in this position, I'd probably prefer, I might be completely wrong, but I'd probably prefer the knight pair at the moment at least. But then, I mean, it could be that black plays a couple of good moves and suddenly I'm like, oh yeah, fancy the bishops.
yeah, I mean, blacks need to untangle, but it's not so easy. I mean, you want to play f6, but that, of course, hangs a pawn. You can't do that. And if you want to defend the pawn, then you lose another pawn down here. So the bishops, well, the white squared bishop is stuck defending the queen side.
Also, time situation here could be an issue, not immediately, but in the very near future for Quentin Loiseau, because he's down to 18 minutes for 18 moves, which isn't really much, especially in such a complex position. And I have a feeling that a few of our top boards today could be decided in the time trouble phase.
Can you just have a look at Gupta's game on your computer?
Yep.
Somebody said he blundered mate, I don't believe that.
Oh.
Gupta is white, what is he talking about?
The engine has just jumped. Okay, let's go back there. Something is happening in the Gupta game.
Yeah, let's go to the games where something's happening. And yeah, good job in the chat, try to keep us updated if something important is happening.
Yeah, shout out to I am nobody really. So the Gupta game, we left it off just a couple of moves ago when we thought this would be a long struggle.
Oh, he sacrificed on e5. Niels took on e5, d takes e5, queen takes e5, queen to b5. And here, if we want to go for mate, we have to do something like this. I'm wondering if this works. Okay, we don't have to take, but if we take, is this?
Okay, so let's look at g3. I think f4 cannot be a move because e3 is hanging and all that. And here, there's no escaping the mate. Yeah?
You can go to g2, but is that enough? Let's just see what happens. Well, I can
take on d3 for starters here after queen h2. Queen h2, king f3.
Yeah, knight takes. Yeah, king of3, knight takes d3.
And you can't recapture because of knight e5.
Queen takes knight e5.
So now materially I'm already fine, and you have a king on f3.
Yeah, and you don't have time to kick the queen because
f2 is hanging.
Well, it's not mate though.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. But still, I can't believe. I mean.
No, but I can. Can I though?
I don't believe you're
I
going
mean,
to
this looks
survive this.
very, very dangerous, at the very least.
I do not believe this for 1 second, but where is the mate?
No, no, no. More or less. That's open to our interpretation. either you blunder mate or not. But how do you more or less blunder mate? Knight takes d3. Yeah, and here the problem is.
And Kroram in the chat is saying Gupta is planning to attack Black's king with his king. I like it.
Well, okay, like this. Maybe knight takes d3, king takes g4. Do you not believe in that for 1 second?
No. Knight e5, king f4.
Bring it. What you got? Show me.
After rook e, and e8 is covered as well, so I can't even play rook e8.
Maybe queen h5.
But then what's your threat? Queen f3.
Queen f3, but still not made though.
Yeah. I mean, we can't give up all our pieces.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think probably Neil's tactics are more
I'll be like
on spot.
I'll be like, show me.
Okay, let me try and show you. Okay, queen g4.
g4.
No. And
f6.
now
No.
f6.
I'll keep running.
And rook d8. We're having fun today, as you can see. Even king e7. Can you go? I don't have anything here.
King e7. No, but rook takes d5 probably.
There was a
queen
question.
e4 is a threat.
I think Crafty Ref and Niels has played. So let's see. Has he played? He has gone for this. Bishop d3, bishop takes d3, and knight takes d4 is on the board.
Wow.
If this works, we'll have to get Niels in the studio.
Immediately.
Immediately.
If not sooner.
Now. Maybe to show us the mate. So yeah, this is on the board, so they're just going to show us. By the way, we crossed 1,500 viewers.
Nice.
Thank you and shout out to each and every one of you watching us on this lovely Monday afternoon.
Let's actually start with just...
There was a question in the chat from Crafty Raf. By the way, special shout out to Crafty Raf, who's been with us every single round. And he's asking, in the line we looked at, after rook h1, why not knight ge5? GG,
yeah.
knight ge5, you say.
Knight ge5. Yeah, either one, I
and
guess.
Then
and then you take an
hitting
f2. Yeah, it's true.
We're not... actually, it's just made, no? We looked at all these
we'll win the
crazy
queen.
lines.
We'll win the queen here at least.
Oh, but this is... Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. Si, senor.
Yeah, no, but I don't think rook g1 is a move. But what happens if I just... Okay, play rook ft1. Is this mate? Like check. Here. We are down a whole rook after all. And the rook, this rook can't really enter the game. So we need something... Let's just, without
Ingvar, I've
further
just
ado.
spotted fireworks in another game. I think all the guys are just going insane today.
What's going on? What's going on? Well, this doesn't seem to lead anywhere, so what happens after this? Do you want to go to the other game?
Yes, I want to test you.
Oh, really?
Let's go back to the game we just came from, board 4, Quentin Loiseau and Parleygrass. So, we stopped, where did we stop? After rook d3. So after rook d3, black played rook d6. No, sorry. Rook b3 we stopped. So just one more move, rook e d8. And apparently white has a nice shot here.
Wait, what? Does it win or?
Yes. Again, I'm cheating, I'm not that sharp.
White has a nice shot.
One shot, one opportunity.
To seize everything you wanted. Would you capture it? Or just let it slip?
Actually, that is nice. That leads to a draw, yeah?
doesn't work. Yeah.
But okay, at least white can... if the knight was defended, it would be really nice.
Okay, that was too much. Rook e to d8.
I mean, I'm looking at the move as we speak and I don't even understand it. Ah, but 64 hearts, also 64 hearts has been with us every day as well, I think. And he has it, but let's give Zibit a few more minutes.
What's the continuation here? Check, takes, something. I mean, it's tempting, but I can't really figure it out. Rook takes b7, bishop takes,
that's
queen
it.
b3.
So let's put it on the board and let's
Rook
try and
b6. Knight d7, rook takes, knight takes. Yeah, because just take on b3. Okay. So I give up a rook, and I play here.
Yeah.
You have to play this. Give you a check. You presumably have to take, or maybe you don't. For some reason I can't
Probably
think
you
of
don't have to take, I
it.
guess.
And do I just take on f? No. Wait a minute. Hang on a minute. Or do I maybe play queen h3? Is that a move maybe? I don't know. Because I'm down a rook, so like if I take on f8, you do have time to take on b3. And this doesn't seem to lead anywhere for white. Also, the king could go to a8.
Okay, so the line you're going down is right, but for some reason the other knight seems to be stronger than this knight. I'm not sure why.
Okay, let's say king a8 looks more natural.
I think we need to do a material count if we just take the queen. And now, engineer.
I mean, we're going to be down material here if we take the rook.
Yeah, but this is the winning line, so I'm trying to understand why it's winning. Just as hard.
Yes, nobody said it was supposed to be easy. Okay, let's just see if we take the rook.
Yeah,
I mean,
bishop
you'd
takes.
have to take with the bishop, I guess. I don't believe there's anything here.
Rook, apparently, wait, after rook takes b3, Hartza is saying, let's go back a couple of moves. So rook takes b3, rook takes g7. Okay, forward, yeah.
No, the other line.
The other knight c, yes, and rook takes g7.
Oh, we have time for that. Ah, okay.
And what's the point if I move the rook from b3?
Then I just have a lot of material for the exchange. I take on g6. I have two pawns and probably the third.
And the pawns on the king's side are going to be unstoppable. Probably.
Wow, but that's difficult to see.
Yeah.
It's a tough line.
He has taken on b7. Ooh. Incredible. Ooh. I mean, this...
but it is a forcing line, and you should check it if it's your move.
Yeah.
I mean, you're trying to attack. This is
but
the
it
move
took him only 10 minutes. But he had only 18 minutes on the clock. So bishop b7 and queen b3 are on the clock and once again on the board. And this would be a massive win for Quentin Loiseau. The French who tend to do very well here. Libisevsky finished second a few years ago. Lagarde finished second last year. And for Quentin... You wouldn't believe it, but I am half French, so I don't know why I've mispronounced his name 3 times already today.
How do you pronounce it?
Quentin Loiseau.
Quentin!
But also, it would probably give him a GM norm with a round to spare, I imagine.
That's true.
Not for certain.
So it's not Quentin?
No.
Quentin! It's not like Quentin Tarantino. No, it's spelled differently.
So rook b6 is on the board. And yeah, now he needs to find the winning continuation here.
So it matters which knight, yeah, of course, for the other line.
And he has gone for the weaker knight. I'm not sure yet why it's the weaker knight.
Because the other knight is on e5, then you can take on g6 afterwards, after you take on f7.
Yes.
But doesn't
yes,
matter.
yes.
So he went for knight. Which knight did he play?
So he played knight e takes.
Knight e to d7.
And in the chat, people are really impressed. Yeah, I mean, it's very impressive.
Yeah, but he hasn't. Maybe he has messed it up with the wrong knight though. So what if I take now on? Yeah, king somewhere, king a8, rook takes b3. Oh, sorry, knight takes f8 and rook takes b3.
And meanwhile,
Rook
it
takes
looks
g7.
like Niels has bungled his, and we need to, let's come back to this one in a short bit, because a lot has happened on board 1 and 2, and especially on board 1, we are now in an endgame. So
This is still looks good for Quentin.
Looks good,
He's sacrificing the exchange, but he has tremendous knights and a lot of pawns.
Yeah.
So you want to go to what, board 1 or 2?
Let's quickly go to board 1, because that has changed an awful lot.
So let's just get the position we had, which was knight takes c2. He did play bishop f6 as expected. Gawain took on f3. G takes f3, not bishop takes f3, so you don't have to move the rook. Gawain went with queen to c3, queen to c1, with, well, obvious evil intentions on the h-file, but Gawain took on f6.
We looked at a very similar position to this, I believe, but now, of course, queen a1, not allowing the queen to get to h6, which would be the end of the game, so queen a1 forcing the queen exchange.
Yeah. Also, white was just threatening to play rook here.
Yeah, very nice.
But Gawain played queen a1, trading off the queens, but will the knight be trapped? Probably not. Bishop d1, rook c8, and the knight gets out immediately. The pawn count is +1 for Gawain.
And look at the f-pawns.
Yeah. And
what do you call this? Simon always, I never know if this is a true story, but Simon calls them the Irish pawn center.
The Irish pawn center?
Yeah, the triple,
I think I've heard it.
Triple isolated pawn. But I think it's really called that. If
that
anyone
does not
in the
sound
chat,
like a compliment to Irish chess.
No, if anyone in the chat could confirm.
Yasser says that too. Chess two guys saying. Okay, the Irish pawn center.
The Irish pawn center is not known for its tremendous strength, is it?
No, it does cover a lot of squares on the E and G file. But
this is actually looking extremely promising for Gawain.
Yes, I agree.
Especially the white bishop. All the white bishop will have a hard time finding targets.
Yeah, I don't see the black king ever being in trouble here. You know, even though at the moment it doesn't look great. But, you know, there's no checkmate coming. Black just wants to get this knight out and then use his 2 against 1 on the queen side to
I like this, the Irish pawn center. It's a backhanded compliment.
Yeah, it is.
And Fuxi are saying it's normally 3 connected pawns on a file. This I'm not sure about, if they have to be. Does she mean they have to be, let's say, on f2, f3, f4? This I'm not sure about.
I don't know.
Hartza is saying Konstantin tried to put every pawn on the f file, but nobody told him it's impossible.
Do you have a pause on this? Or?
Huh? No, it's just my internet is...
Oh, okay.
Is weird today. Okay, so this one, we have one more move, actually a couple more moves.
Yeah, probably
rook h4
rook c8.
And rook d4.
Okay, trying to get...
Under just 10 minutes, by the way. Not that it should matter so much, but still 10 minutes for Lupulescu.
So, at least it looks like Lupulescu will not win, so the tournament will at least be alive for the last round. But, yeah, the question is if Gawain can win or if it's a draw.
Yeah.
So we had some exciting games. Which one do you want to go to?
Well, back to Niels, because the Niels game was the one where we had most fireworks until Quentin Roiseau played rook takes b7.
So knight
so
takes
Niels,
g4.
we left off here. We left off here. Now white played rook fe1.
Okay. Yeah, we did check rook d1, but I guess this one actually makes more sense.
Niels responded with queen h2.
Okay. King f1.
Queen h1, and apparently this was the mistake. Queen h1.
Queen h1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see what's happening when the king is on e2. Also, with even with the rook on d1. What? Did he have a good move there, or?
Yeah, I'm not sure just how good, but it looks quite strong.
Hmm?
Weirdly enough, Niels played queen h1 after just 1 minute here.
Okay. Ah, maybe you should play queen h4.
I am nobody really has. Yeah, absolutely. That's
Because
the
rook
move.
c2 is blocked, and rook e2 you hang mate. So maybe my move rook ft1 was even better.
And the thing is here, after queen h4, this forces g3. G3 is the only move. Because after knight d1, apparently we have knight e5, which is very strong. So after g3, then the queen just goes back to h2. Forcing knight d1 this time to cover the mate. And now apparently after knight e5, black is close to winning. But good luck finding all that. But still, I mean, Niels, of course, is such a tremendously strong player. I'm not saying he would necessarily have found it, but to only spend 1 minute on queen h1 is bizarre, with 25 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, I mean the computer says it's winning, but it's a rook, and I think it will be very hard to calculate to this and evaluate that as good for black. Let's just say bishop b1. What do we have, like knight f3? Or maybe knight f3 is strong. I don't know.
By the way, nobody really came up with an explanation as to why it's called the Irish Pawn Center.
Yeah.
Irish people are often so drunk. 1, 2, or 3 pawns on one file, basically, all looks the same to them.
Yeah, that's a logical explanation, actually. Logical.
So yeah, we had a couple more moves actually.
Okay, yeah, it's not immediately obvious to me why it should be winning.
Yeah.
But I trust the computer, of course.
Yeah. After queen h1, so white played king e2, and now Niels took on g2, and white played rook f1, the only move to defend the pawn.
Okay.
Or not the only one, but I think knight e1 somehow always fails to do knight e5.
Yeah, so I had this earlier with rook fd1.
And a couple more moves. These guys are playing so quickly. Niels now played knight e5, and bishop retreats to b1.
Okay.
So let's take a moment.
So he has 3 pawns for
the
a rook. So it's basically down 2 units of material.
If he wanted to, can he force a draw anyway? Or is there no force draw? I asked him, by the way, if he had seen bishop e2 yesterday, and he said yes, of course, against Eggy, the game that we were here watching. And he said, but that even Eggy, after the game, said to him, I should probably have played bishop e2. So he had seen it, but discarded it.
Okay.
But there was one line that wasn't so obvious that we hadn't seen, that where you needed to calculate it, a bit further. So it wasn't.
Makes sense.
Bishop e2 wasn't as easy a draw as we thought here, let's say.
Thank you to Chess Dude Guy. I'm not seeing an immediate perpetual.
Okay, so let's have a look at queen f3, which seems to be the most obvious, bringing the queen closer. Now the king has to go to e1 or d2. I don't really want to go to e1. I'm a bit worried about moves like c4, cutting off the queen.
Yes, and you get the d3 square. But maybe I can. Let's say I just get greedy and start grabbing back pawns. I don't think I'm getting mated.
Okay, knight d3.
Famous last words.
Yeah. I don't think it matters which knight you'll have to take anyway, I guess. And king d2. Yeah, maybe there isn't. Can I? No. I would like to get d4 in, but I don't see how to do it. If it wasn't for the queen covering d4, I think I'd be very happy playing d4. But
Yeah.
no.
No, I don't. I would love to play queen g4, but probably f3. Otherwise, I might be getting some kind of perpetual.
Yeah, even maybe knight c4, or no?
Or, well, actually more than a perpetual, yeah.
Is
Knight
this
c4 might be stronger.
And meanwhile, the chat has moved on to more important deliberations. How many pawns you can get onto one file at the most?
Well, you could get 1, 2,
Someone
3,
is
4,
saying
5,
5.
6. 6 at the most, of course. Because the 7th would be a promotion already.
I mean, seeing how I failed absolutely last time with how many moves would it take to get bear down to 2 bear kings, I'll just refrain from joining the conversation this time.
We have a moose there actually.
Niels has played queen f1, queen f3, sorry, and
E1.
king e1, which was, I think, probably the only move, is on the board.
And now what?
Now I don't know.
It's 6. I mean, 7 pawns just before promoting. It's never a pawn because it is promoted. So, unless he wanted to be a trick question, I don't know. Yeah, I don't see it. Not unless.
Apparently,
Unless we can
if
start
we
running
can
with the
trust
pawn.
the live boards, by the way, Jordan van Verweest, who suffered a terrible loss yesterday against Kajsa Colli, has beaten Istvan Boros, and Alex Astane Lopez has beaten Einarsson, and also Bride Torkelsen has beaten Jakobsson.
Yeah, Halldor Gredar, my friend, Fidemaster.
Having a difficult tournament.
Share the same birthday. Yeah, he started roughly, but then he got 4.5 out of 5. I saw he posted on Facebook that he was playing against Alex. And I told him that I had first-hand knowledge that Alex claimed to be excellent in very bad positions, so he should look out.
Yeah, I think
seems like it didn't manage
things
to.
went wrong quite early there. Meanwhile, shall we update the Gawainen game, because things are happening there. So let's go back to board 1. At some point, I'm sure we'll get around to going further than board 4, which we haven't managed yet within the first hour. But there is so much happening on the top 4 boards that's hard to get past them. So yeah, let's go back to Gawain and update that. So after rook d4, Black now played knight c2, rook d7, knight b4, rook takes a7, and knight d5. So for a short moment...
he wants to get this pawn and just simplify to a good ending.
For a short moment, White had managed to recapture the pawn, but f6 is going to drop. So White now played king e1. Why couldn't I attack? No. And Black took on f6. And just as we speak, White played bishop a6.
Maybe he had some problems with, like if you play rook b7 or rook a6. I can probably play rook c1 check with your king on f1 or knight f4 even. Yeah, probably just knight f4. Let's say play here, I play here. And there's a mate threat that's really annoying. Bishop d1 maybe. Rook here, king e1. Maybe there should. It feels like there should be something even stronger than that. Oh yeah, just rook c1 check. Hello, what's wrong with me?
Yeah. This will do the trick.
Okay.
With that sorted out, I think Gawain is well on his way.
Yeah, just a pleasant endgame, which he will nurture. I think we can leave this one for a moment.
Let's go to board 5, which I think is about to conclude. So this will be the first player to join Lupulescu on 6.5, and board 5 is Hovhannissian against Sabino Brunello.
So what's going on here?
Actually, is that just a...
It could be a relay error.
I know, it's of course.
Yeah, he took on d8.
Yes.
Okay. So what happens is they move too slow, so the board, registers that white is moving the rook, and then black starts moving the other rook too soon. So the software is trying to figure out what happened, and it can't figure it out better than to play a move that wasn't played, rook d7. And then rook d8.
So in this position, okay, let's have a look at it anyway. After rook d7, if this was played, I guess black recaptured on d7. He did not play rook d8.
No, I think actually white didn't play rook d2. I think he took on d8 and black took.
Okay.
Still rook d2 makes sense though. Rook d7. Yeah, maybe this happened and knight takes d7. That's also possible.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll wait for the relay to
correct itself.
Yeah, I'll maybe send a message to the one in charge of the relay to check it out.
And also check out the Christiansen game, which still says that white won in... I know, but now the moves have been updated, but it still doesn't make sense.
Still says 1-0.
Yeah. So let's check boards 5 and 17 to make sure. And meanwhile, we could go to board 6.
Which table was Christensen?
17.
17. Okay. Which table are we going to? Though?
We're going to board 6, where the last player on 5.5, or the lowest rated on 5.5, is Casacorli, who beat Jordan van Foreys yesterday. He's playing against Aryan Tari.
Not again. Bite me. Okay, but I'm doing a pretty good job with this, so it should be okay. So Casa white and Tari black. So what's going on?
What is going on is that it's a complex middle ending with equal material. But I kind of like black because he has a strong bishop on d3, which does a good job neutralizing the white pieces, and also the pin is annoying on the queen.
Yeah, first impression is
black
good
is
for
better.
black. Yeah, we're threatening b2 already. Okay, it's maybe not that difficult to meet. And black does have the bishop pair and a very nice bishop on d3, like we mentioned. But maybe not anything special going on at the moment. There we go, Einar. Fix the tables.
Yeah,
and
this one, I don't know if you want to have a look at any lines here.
No, I mean white has to do something
has
about b2. I mean this is under attack. Oops, mouse slippio. It's a little bit unpleasant also, the pin. What do we do about it? Let's say queen f2 just to test out the move. This might lose a pawn after bishop takes b1. Maybe I can take on d7 though.
Okay, let's have a look.
Because if I take on b1, black takes on c3. But if I take on d7, still looks very passive, and maybe just queen d3 maybe.
Either way, this looks promising
going to be difficult
for black.
to put.
Crafty Rap is saying boards 16 and 24 are done. Yes, I thank you for that. I mentioned a few minutes ago that Jordan van Foreys beat Istvan Boros and Alexa Stani Lopez beat Haldor Einarsson. And Zibit even told us they share a birthday. Johannes is
Maybe
saying,
quick.
is Lupulescu game over? If not, can you go there, please? Well, we've literally just come from there,
it's an
so
end game
we'll
that
wait a
will
little
go on for a
bit.
while.
Shall we have a quick look at Aman?
That's what I was thinking. But he's on board 30.
Yeah. Let's have a look at it anyway. I think there is not much point looking at the current position because I would be absolutely shocked if either of them can win the current position. If you just quickly go to that.
Aha.
I mean,
Aman has black and
none of them can really make any
he
progress.
can't really swing the bishop anywhere that actually attacks anything. So even though my battery is running low, I'm gonna not be able to win now. Low.
So yeah, this final position will be a draw. I would bet my house on it.
Yeah, but he
my
did.
non-existent house.
He did play the England, which was sort of the curiosity about this position. Small noise while I plug in my computer. The daily I'm running out of battery. Situation. Sometimes I remember.
By the
to
way,
plug it in.
1,800 are watching us,
Really?
so welcome to all of you. And nobody really is saying, what, Grandelius missed Queen H4? Yeah, I was maybe not shocked that he missed it, but shocked that he wouldn't spend more than 1 minute on Queen H1.
Seems like Aman's opponent Lars Lausten from Denmark just played sensibly.
Maybe he even missed the
has
chance.
a lead in attack, so.
Maybe he even missed the chance to get better, I think.
Hey, but Aman clearly, I mean, White has the bishop pair. No reason to worry about anything here, really. Okay, and then they ended up in this endgame. Nothing too important, it's board 30. I think we should not. Aman should be punished for his bad tournament, and you can see this game probably on his vlog. He will talk about it.
Yeah, I'm sure he will.
But we will focus
I think
on the top
Erik
boards.
Hansen is coming back to Reykjavik today, so we'll try. We'll try and see if he will make a brief guest appearance tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's have a look at Firuza actually. Firuza is playing against Alisher Suleymanov, a good friend of Gudmundur.
Yes.
So I had a dinner with them a couple of days ago, and Alisher Suleymanov, a young player from Kazakhstan, he missed the first 3 rounds because he had issues with his visa or something. So he had to take a bye in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, he
and
gets
a
half a
0
point, then he had to give up the third round.
Yeah, so he started the tournament 3 rounds in with
Yeah,
one.
I saw it because I was putting on the website the current performance rating.
Yeah.
You know, your best performance according to rating, and
he's the one because he's won all his games.
Yeah, he had 2850. I was like, what? Why haven't I seen the guy? He's 2850 performance, and
yeah, actually, I had dinner with them 2 nights ago, and they couldn't believe that even on 4 out of 5 he would still play a 2100 player, who he beat yesterday. But today, a big test playing against Alireza Firuza, who will be very eager to bounce back from yesterday's loss.
So of course, the rating performance is 2850 because he has won all the games, so he can't really measure it. And we have a question by Throng23. Did Magnus buy Chess24? Technically, yes.
No.
His company?
No, technically no.
Technically, no.
No, they merged.
They merged, yeah, okay. I stand corrected?
Yeah.
So
somebody posted the link yesterday in the chat. So the 2 companies merged. Magnus personally doesn't have anything to do with it. It's his app, Play Magnus. Play Magnus and Chess24 merged, and you can find the details online.
But basically, yeah, they merged. That's why Magnus is playing all these banter blitzes on Chess24. But yeah, this opening.
And you want to go to the opening? I thought I would just
okay, we'll just go to the current position. Yeah, that's true.
A lot of moves.
We have to spend. Oh yeah, that's true. We have to.
And Alisher, he was telling us he's studying at the university in Moscow, and he's studying. I think he said it's the only university in the world where you can study to become a chess coach.
Oh, okay, really?
But which means he's allowed to take a lot of time off to go to tournaments.
That's
and
nice.
He said this course has also been very beneficial to his chess. He's gained like 80 points in the last year or something. So up and coming player from Kazakhstan.
Mm-hmm. How old is he? Do you know?
I don't know. I would guess maybe 20.
Looks, yeah, not more than 20.
19,
probably.
20 maybe.
So here it looks like Alireza at some point sacrificed a pawn, but then he seemed to sacrifice a lot of pawns actually. I'm wondering where he did that. So he's done a pawn here, knight b4.
And hello to Frozen Edge.
Frozen Edge.
666. Has he missed anything? You've missed a lot. If you're just joining us now, like Frozen Edge, maybe after work or whatever, the top boards are all very interesting, and we're just looking at Alireza Firouzja now, but we'll go back to the top boards in just a second.
This might be the best round so far in terms of excitement.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see. Okay, where did he sacrifice all the pawns? He's done a pawn here in an ending, but he does have good control. Better bishop, nice knight, and a dangerous pawn on a3. And here he took on g4, which gives up the d6 pawn. And okay. So black is sacrificing. Oh, he's not sacrificing the exchange. Rook c1, knight d4, knight e4, and g4. Very complicated. I'm wondering if Firouzja is on top of things here. My guess, without knowing anything, would be yes. But
after g4, white just played knight g3.
Yeah, so he had to have something concrete here. I mean, he's down 2
Which,
pawns.
according
G4.
to the evil computer, is a blunder.
Knight g3.
Yeah.
What was going on before that? What was going on before that move? Was it okay? Or?
It was okay, apparently, but you needed to find an only move here in this position.
Fair enough. Yeah, okay, it looks...
For those of you asking, how's Botas doing? Unfortunately, we don't know because she's off the live board today.
So knight g3, black can now take on f3, but is that...
What happens if I take on e2 first?
Aha, with, yep,
with
the knight.
I'm not sure, but if you take with the knight, I'll take on f3 and maybe move like bishop g4, rook g2, but then rook g5.
Oh, here, okay, of course, is f2, so can't do that.
f2 is coming, yeah.
Yeah, maybe just do that. Why? What?
What?
So knight, okay, knight takes, of course.
Someone is saying board 10 blundered
Pawn
mate.
takes.
Let me see.
Knight g3.
Oh dearie
Something
me.
like this. King here. And we want this. But at some stage, maybe white can sacrifice the exchange back. I'm not sure what's going on here.
Ingvar, I have another test for you, courtesy of, who was it? Oh, I can't see the message. Of Trust Region. And board 10 is an interesting one. It's our good friends Hjorva and Fabian Libisevsky.
Yeah, this is interesting as well. Okay,
this one
board
is
10.
also interesting, that's true.
So what happened there? Hang on a minute. Current position.
So
a5 by
if we just go back a couple
Libby.
of moves after king g7.
Hang on a minute. Relax, Fiona. You have to get the board set so people can see it.
I shouldn't drink. I had a coffee before the round, but I'm not a coffee drinker, so maybe I'm a bit too hyped. What?
No, Fabian, no, probably Hjörvar.
Yeah,
Let's see.
Hjörvar.
Rook g3, rook e6, queen into f5, h4, going for the attack. This looks a lot like, you know, the structure from Van Forest against Corley, where white had the same structure in the center and was attacking on the king side. King g7.
And here.
No.
Let's leave.
Oh, it's white to move. It's too easy.
Yeah, it's strange that he didn't.
What?
This. Yeah.
It's just.
Very common tactic. I mean, very common tactical theme.
What did he?
Smoke.
And he spent 3 minutes on queen g4.
Yeah.
This is the first move you should look at. Wow.
Even to play king g7 is bizarre.
Yeah. So rook here, king g7.
Looks like a relay error. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Queen c4 and a5.
Could it be a relay error? I don't know.
I don't believe so.
I also don't think so. I mean, the position is still very good for white, but to miss that is shocking.
I doubt it's a relay error because there is time spent on the moves, and we get the time spent on each move, which would be probably different if it was a relay error.
Yeah, Crafty Ralph is saying King G7 is even more strange than missing it. Because here Queen F7 is not a threat.
No, but King G7 at least threatens something, because if you take here, maybe he was worried about this, and this is hanging. But if you play King G7, as you did, at least you have, if black were to move, let's say white played here and a take, at least you have a move to make now, before a checkmate you, but still this threat seems to be nothing you can do about it still. So yeah, okay, maybe it just makes no sense.
Bizarre.
Bizarre. How bizarre, how bizarre. Bim, 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 bim.
What is that? Is that a song?
Yeah. Is that a song?
Is that a song?
Are you breaking into song?
Are you breaking the rules? Board 5, meanwhile, we have still not updated, aka fixed. Okay, shall we go back? Where do we go?
What about Oh, let's go to that.
By the way, apparently Hannes Stefansson, if we can trust anything anymore, has beaten Sigurd Björnsson.
I believe that because Sigurd played what seemed like an optimistic sacrifice that just didn't seem to work.
And the other Torfinson brother, Bjorn, has drawn with black against Daniel Abrahams from Canada.
Okay, so let's see, after knight e to d7 on board 5.
So after knight e,
yeah, he went to a8.
7.
Took an f8, took on b3. Probably rook takes g7.
Yep. Rook b4. Rook takes f7. Yeah, and there was nothing to take on b4. Rook takes f7. Rook c4 check. King b1. Bishop c8. And now b3, which is weird because why would you not take on g6? I guess you. Maybe he missed
because
bishop f5. Maybe he missed this tactic. Maybe he thought he can still take out. No, right.
What if I just play here?
I'm just talking absolute nonsense today. So you'll have to bear with me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a lot of pawns. Maybe I can play f5, takes, takes, takes. No, that's made. I mean, that's not a move. I was trying to make some tactic work where I have bishop f5 because it's mate, but I don't see it. So yeah, probably you could take on d6, but he played b3, and what happened? Is that the move now? Or?
So in the game, yeah, white played b3. Maybe he missed bishop f5 intermediate, I don't know. Probably that's what he missed, I guess.
And now he...
but he's been playing, Quentin has been playing on increment almost. Okay. b3 is the last move he had any time. So after bishop f5, he decided to take off that bishop off the board. G takes, take on c4, rook takes f8, and c takes d5. And it looks like he has completely misplayed.
Yeah, but it's still a lot of pawns.
Still a lot of pawns, but they are not so easy to push.
No, that's true, that's true.
I mean, even what if for starters play a move like rook d8?
Okay, I will bring the king, you'll take. I will bring the king. Then I'll play after g4 maybe. I still think I would like black though, to be honest.
Yeah.
But it's not.
What would you say that you would play here? I mean, what did you just say?
What? Maybe after
F3,
G4?
I was gonna say I would like
It is
to play
black to
F3.
move though. Probably
The
improve
thing is,
the rook.
it takes a little bit for black to improve his pieces, but yeah, let's try and stop G4. Let's say if I play F3 now,
Yeah, I don't have time. Then you play rook
yeah.
G8, so I don't have time for it. So
So maybe
where did my king go? Maybe king C3 is better because I might have to. Then I have the option at least of rerouting the knight to E5. Maybe here.
also maybe rook
Or
D8
just
is not the
G3.
best move at all.
No.
What if we put our rook instead of putting it on D8, where it's not doing so much on an open file on either E8 or H8?
Yeah. But this will go on for a while. Even though I'm not sure who's better. I mean, I think black is slightly better, but it's maybe not so easy to win it. Meanwhile, we do have some
Just checking.
interesting games, so I'm thinking we should... oh my god, board 10 again, somebody's saying.
Yeah, no, but I checked. There is nothing more has happened. Nothing more has happened. So
Okay.
let's go back to the top boards. Let's update board 1, which is of course the most important game of the day.
What about Niels?
Yeah, let's
more.
let's start with board 2
Yeah.
then.
Because,
Gupta against Niels, as we discussed earlier, and some of you have pointed out in the chat, Queen H4 would have been much stronger than Queen H1, which was played in the game. But now, so we left it off here after King E1,
yeah.
when Black played Queen G4.
Uh-huh.
So I guess the knight wants to jump into
Yeah, he wants to
F3.
play here.
So White played F4, Queen G3 check, King E2, Queen G4, and King E1.
Uh-huh. Board 10 is Hjörvar Steinn Grétarsson, Icelandic Grandmaster against Fabian Libishevsky, French Grandmaster. Is this maybe just a perpetual or?
I don't know if Niels has anything more. Also, time situation will become critical in this one. 7 minutes for Niels, 6 minutes for Gupta. So Queen G3, you are saying, is a perpetual at least?
Well, I'm not sure, to be honest. Can White try for more?
I don't even know who can try for more here. That's my issue.
King T1 maybe? And, well, I do have Knight C4, so I wouldn't feel too good here,
No,
to be honest, with White.
King is looking very dodgy.
Yeah. Knight takes E3 is coming. Knight takes B2. So yeah, I'm wondering if both sides are just happy.
And apparently Ali Reza mated his opponent. We just came from there. The game is over. We only missed a couple more moves actually. It concluded in brutal fashion, so maybe
G4.
let's just... So after G4, White played Knight G3. G takes F3, Bishop D3, Rook F4, Rook H2, F2 check. Looks like the end of the game is quite brutal. Rook takes F2, Knight F3 check,
Possible.
Queen H1, Rook G5, Knight E4, and Bishop G2 resigns.
Oh, nice! Setting up the Arabian mate. You have to take it and rook here. One of the well-known checkmate patterns that you'll get to know if you subscribe to my channel and look at the pattern recognition videos. Do it
And
now.
once again, just in time, Mubad is saying follow Ingvar.
Yeah.
It's funny how he
nice.
always gets his timing very right. So yeah, do follow Ingvar on Twitch and especially on YouTube, where he's been more active.
I'm
but
starting
he's
to think.
promised me he's gonna start streaming again.
I'm starting to think a Mubad is not a robot. That's my conspiracy. Okay, so nice game by Reza.
Yeah, and he won't be in contention for first place, but still, if he can finish with a win tomorrow, he'll end on 7 out of 9, which will be a fantastic score nonetheless. So let's update the ending once again. The ending from board 1, Lupulescu against Gawain Jones, and then we should also go to board 3, which we haven't checked in on in a while. So board 1, we left it off after knight takes f6. There's been quite a few moves here. So white played bishop a6, rook c3, bishop e7, rook c7.
Check.
Check.
King c7.
King g7, yeah.
Bishop a6.
Yes.
Knight d5.
Yes.
King d2.
No.
No.
You had a good run.
I had
You
a good run.
Yeah. Rook b8. Rook c1 check. King d1. Rook c3.
Wait.
King d2. King d2, sorry.
Yeah.
Rook c3.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
Bishop b7. And rook takes f3.
Aha, so it's going for this. Wait, is it just completely winning now?
King f1. And rook f5 is the position on the board.
Okay. So now it's...
Chess Gremlin is saying, I think Moobot is using speech recognition. I always get scared by these things. I don't like how advanced technology is. Like, I mean, literally 2 or 3 times now we talked about something and he put it in at the exact time, but I should try not to be too paranoid.
But you should be. I mean,
should be paranoid.
You've seen these videos where they talk about something on the computer and then you get an ad almost 1 hour later for the stuff you were talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, white is down 2 pawns. He basically can't do anything. So will he go for this endgame? At least take on b6, but it just feels like it's so passive. We'll play rook here. You'll have to play rook b2. Maybe even rook a3. I'm not sure we need it, but and then we just advance on the king side. I think even if white manages to get the a pawn going, the 3 against 1 is much stronger. I had similar position where I had the much better version with the a pawn, and the central pawns just rolled. And I think it's just a lost position. And I guess we'll check back in on it later, but
yeah.
I don't think there's no...
And especially we'll check on it later because they have just made move 40.
Yeah, rook f5. He took on d5.
He took on d5.
And Gawain gave a check, which is a nice move because if you move the king to the d file, I'd not take on d5 with check, so you have to move your king to a worse position, and also Gawain can take his time and consider if taking with a pawn is better, although I think rook takes d5 is the obvious move. Okay, so looking very good for Gawain, and this will even up the tournament tremendously.
Okay, so I think we should focus either on board 2 or 3, because both of those the players are low on time. Maybe let's stick with the Niels game. I think that's probably the most exciting. So the Niels game, after king e1, he played queen g3, so he gave the check. King e2.
Is it 32 king e2?
Yeah, and knight g4. So Niels is going for more than a draw, assuming there was a draw.
Wow. Very ambitious.
Oh, by the way, we talked about Gawain's live rating. Let me see. Does it mean that if he wins today?
Probably.
Probably. So Gawain, where is he? This only has last names. Okay. Gawain Jones, currently 2698.4. So a win today will take him over 2700 on the live list for the first time in his life. Yeah. Which is a big, very big milestone.
It's a huge milestone.
So a lot at stake for Gawain. I think he will be more concerned with the tournament situation, but still. He's never won the Reykjavik Open either. I mean, if he can do both at the same time, that would be fantastic,
tremendous.
Of course. So, knight g4 is on board. 3 minutes 50 for Gupta, 4 minutes for Niels, 8 moves to go.
The last player to cross 2700 and win the tournament was Wesley So.
Ah, very interesting. Who later crossed 2800 as well.
Became one of the top players in the world. But is board 5 frozen? Somebody's asking about it. Can we...
Board 5, yeah, board 5 still, I mean, you messaged about it.
Ah, yeah, I did. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I've gotten an answer, so...
We are working on it, but unfortunately there's only so much we can do about it from here. So the Niels game, after knight g4, white played rook c e1.
Okay. Sorry, Fiona, just messaging about the live board. We want to get it fixed.
So
for all the Brunello fans out there, Yuri Garrett and Sasha Barilovic.
So what is this?
So
can I not take on e3 now?
It's a legal move with queen.
I guess the point is that you move the king and then your rook can come into e8 or something like that.
Ah, yeah. And the queen doesn't have enough. Well, we do have queen d4 check. But is it just one check after king to c1? Is this white's idea to escape? And trade off some pieces maybe in the process? Okay, rook c to e1. Is
Niels is thinking.
Niels going for too much here?
He's thinking 2.5 minutes for Niels. One of the questions is, can he still bail out with the draw if he wants it or not? 2 minutes for 8 moves.
Well, he better figure it out fast then.
Yeah. And he's just played and he...
Maybe
no,
c4?
he didn't.
No. I was thinking if c4 is a move, just to cut off the queen, then maybe queen g2, knight d3. Might be too slow. Although I don't see what white does. So let's say we make a blank move, like or something like this, and here. Well, I don't have knight d3. What's wrong with me? Okay, so c4 doesn't really make much sense. I'm not sure what it does, to be honest. Fiona, what do you think? No.
Fiona just had a chocolate bite because she's a bit low on energy today.
I had...
I don't know, I still feel like to the naked eye, it feels like he should at least be able to bail out with a draw if he wants it.
Yeah, but I don't immediately. I must admit I just have no idea what's going on.
1 minute on the clock for Niels, still 8 moves to go.
Is d4 a move? No, we can't ever put the rook on e8.
So there's a couple of suggestions in the chat. How about queen g2? And queen takes b2.
Oh yeah, I completely missed that idea.
And another suggestion is maybe take or queen g2, king d1, knight d3 here.
What?
Instead of taking on b2?
Huh?
Wait, but why isn't that just losing a piece?
Knight where? Knight e3.
d3 is the, but maybe.
It's just genie.
Okay, let's take on b2. Maybe he means take on b2 and then you're threatening? No, I don't mind.
So queen takes b2.
Anyway, Niels hasn't done any of
that. He played c4. Well, I was
played c4, yes.
pondering that earlier, but I didn't really... The idea that I associated with the move didn't really work, so... Not sure what's... I mean... I don't see any perpetual. Let's try this again. I take... And... Patzer sees a check, so... I can play maybe at some stage knight f2 and at least get something back for the piece, but I'm not too optimistic about that being enough.
No, we have too few pieces left here.
And I might even, well, a3, knight d3. And even this is dangerous. Well, queen b3 maybe.
Someone's asking about knight takes f3, knight takes e3, but which position?
Immediately. Well, I did play c4, so I guess that's semi-irrelevant.
Yeah. By the way, it's not like Gupta has plenty of time. 2 minutes 20 for Gupta, 1 minute for Niels Cornelius.
Was c4 maybe?
And just as we speak, knight d1 appeared on the board. I think once again it's a bit like the Ali Reza game yesterday. All 3 results are possible in that time situation. If I had to put my money, I don't even know who I would put it on. By the way, Gawain, we had a result on board 3, a draw between Erwin Lamy and Tigran Petrosyan, probably the least exciting of the top 4 games.
We barely looked at the opening.
Barely looked at it.
The other games were just so exciting.
Because there were just so many fireworks, exactly. So, Niels has played Queen G2 check.
Okay, presumably knight f2. Shouldn't be anything else here. And once again, black is a little bit crippled in his attack.
By the way, I was talking to Stully before the round, and I said to him, I don't think we'll get near 2K viewers today, but we're almost up to 1,900. What are you laughing about?
I was yawning. Oh, 1900.
Almost.
Yeah, because yesterday was Sunday, so
yes,
that's a much better day.
But it was earlier in the day. Now it's at least for most of our viewers in Europe, it's nighttime, so it's also not so bad.
That's true. That's true.
And also, I think, of course, it's a lot of it is thanks to our players who are playing some very interesting games. Anything to not talk about what's happening in that game, by the way. But something happened. After Queen G2, White played Rook F2.
What?
Knight takes F2 and knight takes. I don't understand. No comprendo.
I have stopped understanding anything in this game, to be honest.
I mean, if this game ends decisively, we'll have to get the winner in here and explain.
I'm not sure they can.
What on earth is happening? Okay, 45 seconds for Niels. Knight takes f2, but okay, what's for starters? What's the material balance now?
It's a piece, but we have a lot of pawns. We have 3 pawns. It should be equal now.
Also because of the good commentary. Thank you, moving Dutchman.
Where are you moving though? I thought the Netherlands was quite nice.
Crafty Ralph is saying if knight f2 instead of rook f2, black can promote on the h file and the white pieces can't move.
That would be sick, by the way. h5. What about the queen? Can it never do anything? We can play a3. Maybe it doesn't do anything. a3.
Okay, let's keep the players on the camera, by the way. Let's put the players back on camera and keep them until move...
yeah, because they have this time.
Yeah.
Oh, it's board 2, sorry, board 2.
So let's keep them on the camera. 4 moves to go, 1 minute for black, 2 minutes for white, and Niels has just played d4.
Wow. Yeah, interesting idea, pointed out in f2, just to play h5, and maybe the white pieces are just so crippled that we can push the pawn. Still, white does have like a3 or queen takes b6, but still, interesting idea, which might even work. So Gupta played rook f2, takes, and d4.
Yeah, d4 looks...
yeah, I mean, this looks dangerous, but...
strong.
Still, we're not opening...
The thing is, the queen is always defending this bloody square.
Yeah, it always has this under control.
So what do we do here? Can we play a move like knight?
I was thinking about this.
Here.
I'm threatening rook e8.
Knight c6, yeah, knight c6.
I'm not threatening queen takes, knight takes d4, winning a queen. If you take here, I give a check. You can't play this because of the pin.
Yeah.
And if you have to move the king,
I'll take.
Ah, well, I don't have time to take. Wow, we were.
And if I play rook d8?
Oops, Moslip, Inski. Aha.
By the way,
Knight d3.
white took on d4. Let's stick with the game.
Yeah.
And Niels played not knight c6, but knight d5. And Ingvar, you'll be happy to hear knight c6 was completely winning. You can't see it, but Ingvar just had a little celebratory.
Yeah, I think we need to celebrate every move that we find in this game because it's so confusing.
I know. So knight d5 is on the board. Knight c6 was winning. 5 seconds he took only to play, but okay. They are playing on increment. Yeah. But knight c6 looked so nice. With this double idea of taking on d4 and finally getting the bloody rook into the game.
Yeah. What now?
There's a single move, I don't know what it's called, an only move for white now, but it's not that difficult to spot, I don't think. By the way, Ulan Kolufit, thank you so much for the bits or the cheers. I still don't know what they're called. I should really learn it. But moves are coming in thick and fast. A bishop e4.
E4, yeah, I was thinking.
And it has been played by Gupta. I mean, and now again, I mean, it's all looks like a lot of only moves from here.
Knight takes, well, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Knight takes f4. Does that work? King d1, queen takes f2, and he takes. This game is potentially more confusing than the one yesterday. Yeah. At least we had some ideas there that actually worked, but this one I'm like, what? Where? How? Why?
45 seconds for Niels Grandelius, 3 moves to go. And look at Niels, they're both looking very focused. There's a bit of a crowd. Niels' girlfriend Ellen is there, and he has taken...
Looks like knight takes f4, right?
Yeah, knight takes f4 is on the board. Makes sense, you take a pawn with jack.
d1 or king e3? No, king d1.
Yeah, king d1 surely will be played.
Yeah. And now what?
A man is apparently suddenly winning. We don't have time to go there now. I don't know.
Maybe after the time control because it did look completely drawn.
I might have to give up my house. Yeah, I did say.
Did you bet your house?
My non-existent.
Yeah, I know. But
was it on that game? I don't even remember. Thankfully. 7 seconds. 6, 5.
Okay,
I don't know how accurate our clock times are, but the last seconds for Abhijit Gupta.
King d1, of course. Okay.
Yeah, king d1.
So what does black do now? Okay,
okay, there's a piece hanging on f2.
Yeah, there's a rook hanging in a8.
Ah, I didn't even see that.
And then knight d3. Does that work for black? Here.
No, I think finally he will... Huh? No, I think after bishop takes a8, d4 is hanging. And maybe finally... we'll simplify after knight d3. Can you go there?
Let's say here.
Oh,
And check, king here, check, takes. Maybe, okay, at least I have this.
Last move, by the way, before they reach move 40.
At least I have this. That's a lot of pawns, Fiona.
Yes, that's many. 4 pawns for the bishop. Maybe black even has. Though maybe it doesn't have winning chances. I can take on b6.
Yeah, okay, black is
but at the very least,
not
you
losing.
Have a perpetual.
Yeah.
And they have reached move 40. White has taken on a8 and black did take on d4. So we can all take a deep breath. A man won. How is that possible? Let me investigate what happened there.
Let's maybe finish time control first. Are there any games that we should be looking at first? Look at
so let's go to board 3. Although they have board 4. Sorry, although they have also just. I think all the games have made time control.
So we'll take maybe a short break before. Yeah. And then we'll dive into the action and look at Aman and some games. But we'll have a quick break.
We'll be back in 5 minutes.
Soft.
And we're back here with all the action from round 8 at the Reykjavik Open. We've just come back from our break, well-deserved break after an extremely intense time scramble. The top boards are still underway, all of them, except for Erwin Lamy and Tigran Petrosian on draw on board 3, who have agreed a draw. Other top results are Kassa Corley losing to Arian Tauri. We saw that earlier, it didn't look too good. Also, Aliweza Firuja, we actually saw the end of that game. And then on board 8, we had a draw between Robbie Kevlishvili and Sergei Movsasyan. By the way, it's Robbie Kevlishvili's birthday, so happy birthday.
Say that fast. It's
From
probably
us.
different.
It's so funny.
Thank you. Thank you.
And it's Fabien now. The Fabien game is a weird one. We'll get to that in a second. Not as weird as Haman winning his ending, though. That's where we'll start, but let's just update you on all the results. So Nikola Djukic lost to Gupta Pritu. Johan Hjartarson beat Louis Salle. Then a lot of 1-0 results. Jordan Van Verees beating Boros, Christiansen beating Van der Plasche, although I'm still not sure about what happened, if that is really true. Something bizarre happened in that game broadcast. Then Alexander Fier losing a second consecutive game, this time against Peter Sorey. Hannes Stefansson beat Sigurður Björnsson. Then a draw between Justin Saka and Dinara Sadorkasova. Brai Torfinson beat Jakobsen. Alexa Stane Lopez beat Einarsson. Jen Lowe beat Alastar Asef. Christopher Yu beat Oliver Beersdorf, we're almost there. Mathieu Cornet beat Thomas Björnsson. Aman Hambleton, well, let's get to that. And a draw, we already mentioned it earlier, between Daniel Abrahams and Björn Torfinson. But Aman Hambleton winning this game today is insane, so let's see how he did it.
Yeah, we had a quick look at this and we both kind of dismissed this as a draw, because it looks like, as we said earlier, I mean, how do you get this bishop? It's the f7 pawn is blocking the bishop from maneuvering here. If you go here, the pawn is in the way. You can't really attack this pawn. So it looks like nothing's going to happen. The king is going to stay here, not to allow the king to penetrate. But Aman had one idea here that he could execute, and this is a very
well.
Yeah, if this works, I mean, we're just looking at it now for like a few minutes, but could be a very instructive endgame if it is working. So I played c6. Now, what White would like to do is to just temporize, as he did, bishop c2, and hoping for takes, and probably takes here, and then we can maybe counterattack, etc. But Aman didn't take. He played bishop c8 first, and after bishop d3 he played a6.
By the way, can we maybe keep board 1 on camera, because I expect a handshake there any second, so let's just make sure Gawain doesn't get away from us.
Mm-hmm. So the thing is that he wants his opponent to take on a6 or c6 to break up the pawn. So now he's threatening to take on b5. Take twice and then just bishop d7 with the pawn, and the pawn ending is winning. So he takes now, but now at some stage we can play a5, kick the king back. I think, well, he went back on his own accord. Maybe that was not advisable, but now the situation has changed a little bit. And now he can execute b5. So maybe White should have waited with the king and make Black play a5. And maybe it's still a draw. So maybe it's not completely winning. But what happened was he played b5 here. White took everything off, lost the h3 pawn.
But I looked at this. This is still a draw.
It's still a draw here.
Yeah. But bishop h5 is the final blunder. All this way until here it was a draw. But king d2 would save the day.
Yeah, get the king back makes sense, but he went here. And now he got the king back, but it's too late. Bishop takes f5, and if you take it as he did, you can't stop the pawn because of the unfortunate placement of this pawn.
And if
So
you
the
don't
queen,
take
yeah,
it?
and if you play f4, maybe you missed e4, and you can't come here.
Mm-hmm.
And you just not in time to stop the pawn.
Yeah.
So nice. Squeezes out the winner.
Look at poor
out of
Lupulescu. I mean, it's a tough spot for Lupulescu. Our John Ludwig Hammer is in the chat with us. Any Alexandra updates? Yeah, unfortunately, Ingvar took the break to actually have a bathroom break, and I just stayed put in my seat. Just had a look at all the action that we missed. So I'm afraid no Alexandra updates.
We should use a buddy to go live on Facebook with Alexandra's game. I would do that, but I'm occupied, so you know.
Yeah.
I did do that in the 6th round at the start, so it's easy to do. So maybe. Okay, but okay.
Fabian Ibisevsky has just won his game against Hjorva, and we'll have to find out if Hjorva really missed Queen F7, because that is just, if it happened, that is shocking.
It's quite shocking if it's.
I mean, even after missing it, he was still doing much better, but to lose that, you need to make the moves.
Yes, you're absolutely correct.
I know. But yeah, I was just saying, tough spot for Lupulescu. He knows he is lost. You see the position on the live board below. Gawain has just played rook h2. G3 is coming. He knows. He knows he's lost. And yeah, I mean, of course it's tough. You're tournament leader, one full point clear, and then to be caught at the last hurdle. It's going to hurt, but he will have to pull himself together for the last round tomorrow.
Probably with black.
Yep.
So maybe this whole strategy with h4 was.
So at the moment, by the way, since we had a draw on board 3 and Casa Corley lost, so Gawain is going to catch him by beating him. And then the Gupta-Guendelius game, only these guys, Contanwazo and Parligras, and Hovhannissian and Brunello, so we'll have to look at them in a second after seeing
so basically,
what happened here.
We saw this earlier. According to the broadcast at least, Hjörvar could have played Queen takes f7, which is a very simple mate. But according to that, he played Queen g4. It's possible it was a relay error, but
I doubt it.
No, since all the moves came in after that, it just looks like
this game there was no other relay error.
Yeah.
So.
Even here, he can just force a draw, right? Just by taking.
Yeah.
So Hjörvar must be really upset about losing this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, tough day at the office for Hjörvar. Do you want to go to board 1 maybe?
Yeah, let's go. Well, board 1, I don't think there's there's much to go to. I just explained what's going on. I expect Lupulescu will resign here because there's basically no move.
Okay, so we'll leave
I think instead we'll keep
we'll
it
leave
on
the camera on the
we'll
live board.
Keep it on the camera
on 1.
Yeah.
But we're gonna go.
Even the games, even the live position, we could maybe keep on board 1.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So we'll keep the live board and live camera on board 1, which I doubt will go on much longer. Let's check in with Niels Guendelius and Abhijit Gupta on board 2. In fact, we could even go there with the camera. Okay, let's switch to board 2 with the camera, because I think we'll see a handshake there first. It's a close bet which one will finish first, but let's switch the camera.
So we had this, Queen takes d4, King c2, and when I went to the bathroom, I met Niels, and he had such a confused look on his face, like, what the hell just happened there? King d1, Queen d4, Knight d3, he took the rook, and Queen e8, King h7. And instead of taking on e1, when white will probably struggle for a draw because of all the black pawns, he will lack a target. He went for bishop e4 and the perpetual, so probably a handshake coming up.
Yeah. I'm actually lagging so far behind that I don't even know what we're looking at. But Lupulescu has played a move. So shall we go back to that? I don't know if we should get both Niels and Gawain in. or if we should just wait for Gawain. Maybe just wait for Gawain. What do you think?
Yeah,
My dear Exhibit.
that's a good question. Maybe we should wait for
Gawain.
Gawain.
Okay, so let's go to Gawain's game and let's have a look at his ending, because Gawain is just putting the final nails into the coffin. Is that an expression?
Yes, it is.
Hitting the final nails.
Okay,
so
I'll just download the game actually.
yeah,
so.
because we've missed quite a few games here, for quite a few moves.
Don't know why my chess piece keeps doing that, but okay. Rook takes d5. He played. We left it after rook
By the
d5,
way,
checking f1.
Ingvar, some good news for the local fans. Gumi Kjartansson has won his game as black against Vukesh.
Against the second youngest grandmaster ever.
Yeah, which is a big win for Gumi.
Yeah. Good win for Gummi. So he will. Well, Johan won as well, right?
Yeah.
So him and Johan
So
are
apart
the
from
leading
Hjörvar,
Icelanders, and
yeah.
Hjörvar could have joined them, but
Had a brain.
failed the mate in 4.
split.
Big brain fort. So yeah.
And also Dago Ragnarsson won his game as well.
Okay, he might be on course for Norm. Who did he beat? He played the lower rated guy, so
Yeah.
the last round will be.
Yeah. But
important
he's
for
gaining
him.
20 points. I don't know if he's ever crossed 2500 before.
No, he did now.
He didn't
He did now after round.
after this game.
I think after he beat Cornet.
Oh, that's possible.
And Sigurbjörn also had a chance to make a Norm, but most
fine.
likely it's going to be difficult. He might have to win somebody really strong in the last round, and he might not get somebody strong. That's a problem. So I have 50 f4, a5. Okay.
And yeah, that is the position on the board. So what happens if I now play g3 at last? So my goal is clear. I want to queen.
You want to make a queen?
Yes, I like
That
queens.
sounds like a good plan. But okay, let's.
And I just as we were speaking, Gawain did push g3.
Mhm.
Is there a way to force the exchange
Can
of...
we find something easier?
Yeah, let's see.
G3, takes, a6.
By the way, Spicy Cat Litter...
Maybe rook here is better.
Never mind. Never mind. He was saying that it was Ray Robson, but he was swiftly timed out. So
Oh,
apparently it was
The
a
Puzzle Ross guy.
troll.
or are you talking about the Puzzle Ross guy?
Yeah, apparently it was Ray Robson, but apparently it was a troll. So
Who?
apparently it's the
The bot?
no.
No, the guy who was talking. Okay, okay.
Yes. But then Crafty Ruff immediately removed the timer, so I don't know what's going on. But apparently, Spicy Caterpillar was removed from the leaderboard. Anyway, let's get back to the game.
Focus on this.
Yes.
Interesting. Is this completely over? I think so. Gawain looks very calm.
So have we found a better way to do this than the queen ending?
Yes. If you take, I will go just rook here or something.
That. And after
Or,
rook
hang on a minute,
g2?
rook g2.
Still not that.
Wait, maybe here,
There must
there,
be a better way
here,
to do
there,
this.
here. Yes, still there should be a better way to do this. Maybe d2 immediately. Immediately. No, that doesn't change anything. Doesn't change anything. Does this work maybe? Maybe something like this? So g2, you would have to play a7, make a queen, make your check.
And now we need a clever move.
And now he might be in trouble.
Okay.
If you go over here, take the rook, so you have
C1,
to
yeah.
go C1. I now start checking. You should,
I would take your rook.
God damn it.
So close, yet so far.
Yes, too far away actually.
And
But what about takes? And just trying to trade or something.
yeah, but
yeah, I
it
don't
won't
want.
be
I don't
so
want.
easy
Yeah,
to trade.
don't want the queen ending. So why?
Why are we so
Why must it
bad?
crack?
There must be something, I don't believe.
But okay, he played a6.
Yeah, he did.
Now it's very similar. If he played g2, then a7. Has he botched this up maybe, or what's?
I think we're just missing something. I'm not sure what we're missing, but something.
But why didn't he take on g3 though? Because now, g2, a7, rook a8.
A rook c1.
If I took on g3, then now this would be hanging. So
Yeah.
now I can just protect it if I want,
Yeah.
if I need to. I don't really need to. I just play here. So it looks to me like that should be immediately winning. But f takes. Takes. On c3, a6.
But yeah, well, I don't understand why is the line
King f5 maybe?
why is the line you were just
King
showing?
f5. a7, now I'll go here. Now I'm in time to...
now we're in time.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Finally found something.
And Spicy Cat, apologies for the timeout you had to suffer. Apparently, Spicy Caterpillar really is Ray Robson.
Okay.
Breaking news of the day. So yeah, Gawain is thinking, let's move on to board 2 because someone was asking, did Niels just blunder? So let's go and see what's happening there.
No, I want to stay on this one. No, I'm kidding.
So on board 2, we're just gonna download it again
Crap.
because many moves have been played.
So we had this, and then he played this, okay. Queen g7. So he doesn't want the perpetual.
Yeah, and someone was just saying that apparently Queen g7 was not so good.
Well, white can't take on g6. I'm not sure how good it is. Here, here.
I mean, as far as I can see, white could force the draw anyway.
Yeah,
if he wanted.
if he wants to draw, he can just give checks here. But does he have more?
But I mean, why would you? Smandal is saying Queen c4 is the engine. Suggestion.
Well, maybe it's something about the knight being trapped. But still, how do you win it? If I just play like queen e5.
I mean,
Oh, no. Okay, yeah, queen e5. I don't understand. How can white even try to win this?
je ne comprends pas.
Queen e2, no, queen e2. Queen e2, queen g3, protecting the knight.
Very confusing stuff, but Abhijit has taken on c4.
Okay. Well, that means that he thinks there's more in the position because he can immediately force a draw if he wants by taking
Maybe here there
and
is
playing
nothing
queen e8.
more, yeah. So this means that, okay, Abhijit Gupta is playing for the win here. After queen takes c4.
This is one of the most confusing games
I know.
I've seen in a while.
And look at Niels, he still looks confused as well. To Katat, it is saying, now can't you just walk up to the knight with the king?
You want to take it with the king? Ah.
Ah, interesting.
Okay, let's try like queen e7 maybe. King here. We have to be careful because we can't go like away with the queen, because now I start checking here and winning stuff on g6 with check, which we don't want to allow. But we can play h5 maybe. Let's say we bring the king. Now king d1, otherwise maybe queen b4, so let's say king d1. And yeah, here I can't protect because bishop takes g6. I forgot that one earlier.
I suggest let's come to this, come back to this one in a short while, and let's go back to board 1 because it has changed, and we are now we will enter a queen ending very shortly, where Gawain will be 2 pawns up. I know I've been saying for a little while it will conclude soon, so let's just get an updates on the moves. We left it after g3. When white played a6, sorry, we left it after a6. Now black took on f2, a7, f1.
But I thought g2 was a much simpler win. And then just rook h8. What's wrong with that?
It was stronger,
Yeah,
Ingvar.
okay.
G2 was stronger.
But he took an f2 and
took on f2,
a7.
which is also winning. Yeah,
Queens.
a7, yeah, queens,
White
and
queens,
queen
queen
b5,
d5.
check.
Yeah, but now he has 2 extra pawns. That's a fairly significant difference, even though I would prefer not to have a queen endgame because of all the goddamn jacks.
Yeah. I mean, this, we can even swap rooks if we want, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, this should be.
This will not be a difficult conversion. With 1 pawn, maybe, what 2 pawns is too much. Actually, I saw Gawain win a nice rook, a nice queen ending a pawn up at the Fisher Random against Movsesian. And he will win this game here today. We missed apparently something when we were looking at the Gupta game after I'm trying to understand. We're joined by a Stanichas in the chat, and he's saying that after king c1 in the Gupta game,
Yeah.
we missed knight f3, but I'm still. And if I take the knight,
The queen was on e7, then queen e3 check.
okay.
Yeah. That's true. That is a throw indeed.
By the way,
So
look at
maybe not
this.
so easy.
Look at this in the game. After queen b5 check, Lupulescu has
King
played
A1.
king a1, setting up some stalemate tricks. Surely this can't be working.
So we had f1a, queen b5, king a1. So if rook takes c2, then the queen will have to find some
A very tricky try, though.
kamikaze maneuver. Look at this maneuver. Queen h8, does that work? I think we should be able to chase the king with our queen and give it up, and it's stalemate, so.
Yeah, I don't think. I doubt we can take on c2.
So rook takes c2 will not be played.
Lupulescu, but Gawain has already played, and what did he play? Played queen e5 check. Forcing
But now
king b1.
now you have to be careful. King b1. Queen f5? No. Or maybe. Maybe.
Queen f5 just. But do I want to allow the.
I don't want to allow the jacks, but am I worried about it? Probably I am.
He played after king b1, queen e1.
Queen e1.
Is this like a kind of stair method? Like he's bringing his queen closer and closer. So after king b2, I can go to b4. And
Yes,
now
but
if we do the same.
Does that change anything? I can go queen d4 now. And if you go to a2, I take here. And if you go to here, I go here. And it's game over.
Because after rook c1 we have queen
queen
b3.
b3. Exactamundo.
Okay, so this will be the end of the game.
Yeah, queen b4 on the board now.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be much more.
I think we should see a handshake here, and I'm gonna go get Gawain to talk us through this nice game. Gawain will be one of the joint leaders on 6.5 out of 8 going to into the last round after beating our sole leader Lupulescu. Lupulescu, who does not look happy.
Well, no, of course, as he shouldn't be.
No. I mean, it's also a tough spot to come back from for the last round, especially after losing with the white pieces, but he's a very experienced grandmaster.
But you can only play the last game. You just have to, you know, think of it as you drew in the 7th round and you drew in the 8th round, and now you have this situation.
And Gupta, we see Gupta putting on his jacket, but the game is still going, so he's just putting on his jacket. I thought he was leaving.
Oh, look at that, he's putting on his jacket. That's a nice jacket.
We should update board 4. We haven't looked at that in a very long time, so let's do it very briefly. Let's keep the guys from board 1 on camera to not miss the handshake, which is impending. As you can see, Gawain didn't even go for the win demonstrated by Zibit. He has just dropped rooks instead.
Wait, wasn't the other one much easier?
I think so, yeah. And the other one was not only much easier.
What did he play? Queen b4, king...
So he played queen b4, and after king c1, he took on c2.
Oh, yeah, it's...
I think queen e1, which you showed. Oh, no. What did we say here?
What was our line? It was completely different. I'm confused. Let's see. Can you go back 2 moves or something?
Yeah, but people
okay.
are currently still.
So we have this, okay, on the screen is the game between Quentin Lusso and Paligras from Romania. And seems like white is at that and can't really make progress. Pawn is blocked. What is the knight doing? And this pawn is too strong.
Yeah, it
looks like an easy win.
It's a pity for Quentin Loiseau, who had played brilliantly.
You found a very nice tactic.
Yeah, and I'm sure that if he had played the other knight to e5, he would probably have won the game. So very close shave for Paligras, but Paligras will be joining his compatriot in the shared lead going into the last round on 6.5. And finally, let's go quickly to board 5, which has been fixed. That is the game between Hovhannissian and Brunello.
Ah, okay.
By the way, a huge upset win on board 9. Johann Solomon beaten Potkin with black pieces.
Nice. So, Hovhannissian and Brunello.
Yeah.
So Hovhannissian is trying to, let's get it up actually, win a rook endgame of a pawn, but seems like black rook is very active here on c2, you know, hitting the pawn, hitting the other pawn. So all rook endgames are drawn.
Yeah, this one seems very difficult for white to make progress.
Yeah, because, I mean, how do you even do it? Like rook e3 to bring the king, but then you have to protect the f-pawn. You'd have to play king e3, f3, g4, and then get the king over.
By the way, another result just in, David Eggleston has won a second loss after the painful one to Nils Guandelius yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
He's gone down to Daniel Sadzikowski from Poland.
Yeah, pity. I mean, he was so close. 2 chances yesterday to find something, but...
Which means that once again, a lot of decisive results today. And Maxime Lagarde beating his compatriot Hector Giacomini. This also means we only have 7 games, only 7 games left from our 31 live boards. 4 of which are top 5 boards. So a very fighting round 8.
But I think, yeah, Quentin is going to lose.
Yes.
I think board 5 is looking like a draw. So maybe we should be focusing on Gupta against Niels.
I agree. Niels is in the tank. After queen takes c4, Niels has been thinking for over 11 minutes. Probably not a pleasant surprise, I don't know. But I don't know what he expected, because it looks like after queen f7, after king h8, it looked like white maybe had to force the progression, no?
You have king h8?
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, you mean, yeah. Yeah, probably, because we're threatening queen d1 mate.
But he spent 10 minutes on queen g7, so he must have been thinking something.
Yeah, well,
surely.
queen h8, king h8, queen e8 check, then you take on g6, maybe some...
It's a funny sight on board 1 with the board deserted. The handshake, by the way, isn't as imminent as I thought now that they've gotten down to this queen ending. I mean, it is winning for black, but Luke Bulescu will fight until the bitter end.
Yeah.
Can we maybe go to Smandal in the chat is asking, can Tanya win this now? I think she's maybe the last player on the games that are still going on that we haven't seen yet. So let's go to her game. She's on board 15 and she's black against Kanarek.
Oh, she's trying to win opposite
Let's get it up on the board.
bishop ending. And for some reason I always have to adjust here. Okay.
Actually, there's 2 more games we haven't seen. We can go there next because they have many fans in the chat. One of them is Pragnananda, the other is Andrew Tang.
This looks dangerously like my game against Jan Elvest. Might be almost exactly the same ending. I had white, yeah, against 2 bishops and a pawn on b4, and I lost. So I'm guessing black should have some chances, but then we have this opposite color bishop endgame. So the bishop is nicely positioned here. It's firmly controlling this pawn and on this diagonal, and we have 2 pawns with one line in between them. Is this enough? It seems it should be. Aren't we just playing king c3 b4 and pushing the b pawn or the d pawn? Or does the king reach the defense? I don't think it does. Okay, let's bring the king. That's very logical. King c3. He can't play bishop d2, but on the other hand, I think I'm happy to go. Well, I have to go b3 first. Oh, maybe it's not so easy. Maybe it's not so easy. b4, king c1. I don't want to allow that for some reason. But maybe it's okay. King c1. No. Okay, b4 here. Okay, here. And then I push. Isn't this winning?
Can we not put our bishop on a better square somehow? Or are we not in time?
Okay, let's, yeah. I don't think we're in time. Because if you do nothing, I just push the pawn. Push him, baby. You can't, I mean, this diagonal does nothing. Let's start by bringing the king, maybe. Here. Here. And now b3 might be a bad move. Or maybe it's just okay, I don't know. Okay, let's stay on this diagonal maybe. Might have botched this up now. So it seems like I better try to bring the king. King here, king here. King d1. b4, king c1. Do I have time for this?
But now I just play bishop e5.
You play bishop b5, yeah. Here.
I mean, why would you give me this tempo with king b2?
But what should I do?
Yeah.
Let's say b4. But I don't want to allow king c1. But maybe now I can just go to a2. And then you attack d4. Yeah. So maybe after which line am I looking at? King d1, yeah, king d1, king b2.
And now, so now bishop e5, and after king c3, I'll still go to c1.
King c1. Yeah, but now your bishop, you don't have bishop d2, but you can go back to f4 now, and it's the same position. And then bishop d2 check when you need it after b3.
It looks like my white might be just
And the
in
king
time.
gets to b2, and you're okay, I think. And the problem with, let's say, here,
Anyway, I think we
yeah.
shouldn't spend too much
No.
time on this while the top 4 boards are still going on. But yeah, I think it's probably going to be a draw. Let's go back to where do we go? Let's get board 4 on camera. We haven't seen these guys. Oh, I think we'll just be in time to see a handshake, maybe a brief chat, because Mircea Emilian Perligras has just won his game, and look at Quentin Loiseau. He looks distraught.
Yeah.
He probably knows that he was playing a brilliancy. If you haven't seen the game, we don't have time now to go through it. But have a look. I mean, very nice game by Quentin Loiseau, finding this rook takes b7 shot. And it was all going so well. We didn't even see where exactly it went wrong, but somewhere in time trouble, he lost the plot. But a massive win for Perligras. Perligras, the first player today to join Lupulescu on 6.5. That leaves the question, can either Abhijit Gupta, Niels Guandelius, Robert Hovhannissian or Sabino Brunello do the same?
And importantly for Perligras, if Gupta wins, I think he will have white tomorrow, as will Gawain. While Gupta and Lupu. Maybe they'll have to play. Have they played Perligras and Lupulescu?
No, they haven't actually. We might have an all-Romanian. We might very well have an all-Romanian
Perligras
clash.
against Lupulescu and Gawain
Which
against
is, of
Gupta.
course, like for the players, it's not a nice pairing at all.
No,
like,
no, it's horrible.
They're very good friends. They've spent the whole tournament together. Then to play a close friend in the last round, but they'll have to fight it out if they want to become Reykjavik Open champions.
Yeah.
Quick look at the ending between Hovhannissian and Brunello hasn't changed much. So let's go back to board 2, Gupta and Niels Guandelius.
So after queen takes c4, did we have a move?
Yeah, we had a couple of moves. Black played queen e7, queen c6, and queen back to f7. No, not back, it came from g7, sorry.
Yeah. Protecting g6. But what's going on now? The knight is still pretty much trapped. Do I have time to just take on b6 now?
Let's see. It looks like it. I was wondering if I could.
Or maybe the knight just goes out now. Knight f3.
Yeah, but this ending. I mean, even if I take on a5 now. I know, but sorry.
Yeah, knight d2. So you have to take here.
Never mind.
And if you want to take.
This you
yeah,
can.
no, black is,
Black is the one pushing.
And maybe even.
No.
I would have to calculate.
Yeah, no, this is not the way forward.
Yeah, h5 and you're threatening queen f5. On the spot. No, this is not the way for white to play for a win. So at the moment he has the knight under control, but can he bring the king like someone suggested earlier? Just play king c1.
Someone is saying after queen b6, So in the chat, Handy Harry is saying after queen b6, knight c2.
c2.
So the point is that after bishop takes.
Well, we don't have to take with the bishop, but of course that's a very
That
nice
would be
mate.
nice,
Yeah.
And if we take with the king?
Yeah, queen c4.
Very nice. Very flashy move, well
It's a very
spotted by
flashy
Hand
move.
Harry.
Having said that, the knight doesn't really get out after a3, does it? But we can play queen f1 here, then queen c4 again. That's a very nice move. Knight
It's
c2.
very nice, yeah.
Very nice.
Very nice.
So the knight is trapped, but no, I will just put it on a square where you can take it twice, and you can't.
White, by the way, so after queen f7, white has just played queen c3. And funnily enough, Toka Tad was just saying in the chat, why not queen c3 and then walk up to the knight with the king? Which is probably the idea.
Boom, boom. Ah, and from c3 you're controlling the knight from escaping on f3.
After queen c3, Niels played queen f1 instantly, which is met by queen c7 and king h8.
Aha.
Draw, says David Hayden in the chat.
I don't know. I don't want to make any
Prediction.
predictions on this game the way it has gone.
I mean, this was a crazy, crazy game. Apparently, queen c3 was a mistake because of queen f1. Because by playing queen c3, you give up the control over the g6 square.
Yeah, it's a nice attack here.
Yeah.
Keeping black tied down, but
But so what was the way forward if queen c3 was a mistake? It's not so easy,
No.
maybe. I mean, for the engine. it
was there
might
anything wrong
be,
with king
but
c1? What happens there?
Apparently, the engine wanted to start with a4. Maybe the engine, you know, is just saying, what's black gonna do anyway? And then take on b6, and then.
Then you don't have this
Slowly,
knight c2
slowly.
flash, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in the game after king h8, white has played queen e5 check. John Ludwig is asking if a scout could be dispatched to check on Alexandra. Unfortunately, there is just the two of us and our producer in the room, so it's not going to be possible. But I'm sure someone knows someone who can check.
I'm never sure if John Ludwig is trolling or
Yeah, me
serious
neither.
because he was helping her to prepare for the first round game. So
Not
I think
just the first.
he's
No,
not
not
joking.
just the first round. He's a coach for the whole
okay,
tournament.
okay.
Yeah. So I think he's serious. I think. Meanwhile, shall we check in quickly with Andrew Tang on board 21? He's playing a pawn ending.
Aha, we have a race.
A pawn race.
We will win this race.
Who won the race? Tang.
Okay, okay. So Andrew is going for the kingside pawns. Meanwhile, Andreas is going for the queenside. Should we spend the move on h4? Probably it doesn't make a difference, or does it? Does it?
Oh, does it?
Probably not. Let's just go for the immediate race. And where to put the king? We don't want to be. Don't want black promoting with jack. So king b5. Maybe the f pawn promotes. king b6. Looks like the move. Takes, and we start running. And we'd have to go with the f pawn. And yeah, okay. This is because with all of the extra pawns. This looks winning for black, right?
A bit similar to the Gawain-Jones game. I mean, not the same pawns, but 2 pawns up. Yeah. The white king is far away, and this will be winning for black. And then finally, the last game we haven't seen today is board 20, David Cummings against Pragnananda. Another interesting ending, actually.
So, yeah, Cummings with white, and he has the bishop here.
But he's down a pawn.
He's down a pawn, although they're doubled, and not necessarily great. But a pawn is a pawn. First glance, though, I would take white here. I don't think white should ever lose here.
White should?
Should never lose.
But can he win?
Yeah, that's the question. Can he win? I mean, this is pretty nice. We got a barricade against the king. We want to maybe bring our king closer.
And by the way, for you Alexandra Botas fans, great work by our producer.
Oh!
So this is the back of Alexandra Botas, but how is she doing? We do not know. Hard to tell from the back of her back. Back of the back.
I could go check out the position if...
No. No, I won't let you off so easily. What I will do when I go and fetch Gawain, once he's finally...
No.
Once Gawain has won this queen ending, if they're analyzing or something, I'll try and have a quick look at Alexandra's game.
Okay, so...
There must be only very few players left in the playing hall. And yeah, Pragnananda is suffering.
Yep.
Suffering.
I think we should just stay on Gupta.
Okay, there's been some development in the Gupta game, yeah. So after Queen E5, Nils played King H7, now Queen E7, King H8, Queen E8,
King G7, Queen G6,
and finally, yeah, this is dropping, King F8.
Queen D6 and King F7.
Yes.
And that's our position. Yeah, don't we have... yeah, it's only Robert and Brunello, maybe that matters.
Yeah,
so let's just focus on these 3 boards. They should all finish relatively soon.
Today our longest round by far, it's round 8. The players are fighting for the top spots and the money, of course. So, who is playing for what here? Well, by the way, when Gawain comes in, I'm not sure he will even want to join us because it's 8 p.m.
It's such a long game, yeah.
It's 8 p.m. tomorrow. The game starts at 11. I'm not even sure if we should ask him.
I don't think we should actually bother because he'll want to rest after a long game and he has to prepare. Yeah. So
and I think he's been in here before. We'll just wait for the 3 games to end
finish,
and then wrap it up.
Yeah.
So this is your first reminder. Tomorrow the round starts at 11 a.m. GMT, which is our local time here in Reykjavik, which means that we will start at 1 p.m. GMT.
Oh, I have a table at 8 o'clock, so...
A table?
Better finish, yeah.
What table? A tweet?
Yes, I'm going to Threed Frakkar. Bobby Fischer's favorite restaurant.
Oh, very nice.
It's going to be a Dudes of Kent reunion.
Oh, with Chris Rice?
Yes, Chris Rice, me, Björsi and Bragi.
Very nice, very nice.
Hera couldn't make it because he's moving and also he's probably very pissed after skiing, either way.
Okay, so let's see. We've had a few more moves. So after King F7, yeah, Bishop D5 is on the board.
Maybe any resemblance of a winning attempt has vanished for Gupta here.
So let's see, assuming that this ends in a draw and that Hovhannissian Brunello ends in a draw, and assuming that Gawain Jones beat Lupulescu, there will only be 3 players on 6.5. Gawain Jones
Lupulescu,
and the 2 Romanians. But the other question is, has Gawain Jones played Parligras? No, but the colors are probably...
No, yeah, but he will play against Parligras. He's the number 1 seed. He will have white. He changes colors because he's the number 1 seed. And Parligras will have black again, unfortunately for him.
According to Ingvar's wisdom...
unless because they all have the same number of points. It's well possible that Parligras and Lupulescu meet because the colors fit. And somebody has to come up to play against Gawain. That's also possible.
We'll find out probably quite shortly after the pairings have been out, very soon after the round ends. But either way, tomorrow, all to play for.
Yeah.
We're a bit lost for the words. I wonder if there was a draw from Niels, but maybe not. Because probably should just be a perpetual. Not so much to say about this one, is there?
No, I'm not sure how Guta's going to drum anything up.
I'll bet you that you're not going to make it to the restaurant before 8.
No, but that's reasonable.
No, I know, but I just want to make the bet.
Oh, I'm not going to make it before 8, so I agree with you, so it's no bet.
So much for that. Let's check in. Okay, let's go to Hovhannissian and Brunello.
I'm not Simon, you know. I'm not going to take
you already won 1 bet. You'll keep it at that. So let's go to Hovhannissian and Brunello. They now have a rook ending 1 pawn each. So this is board 5.
Yeah, 5 was the last move by Brunello. And this looks, isn't this a draw? King b6, king g4.
I mean, it looks like black will be able to give up the rook.
Yeah. Maybe here.
There's no need to do it immediately.
Here.
Why do you play rook c2?
Just
I mean, it's the same.
Otherwise, rook d8.
Aye.
So he
Can we just show that?
Yeah.
So I said to Ingvar, why rook c2? Why not push the pawn immediately? But if you push the pawn, but I can still play.
You still probably.
Rook f7.
Yeah, you can still play here. So maybe it doesn't matter. And eventually you'll have to take, and white has to give up the rook for the other pawn, and he's simply not in time with the king. Queens-ish. Yeah.
And the Pragnananda game has ended in a draw, so he did a good job holding that.
Yeah.
Okay, only 5 games left on the top, on the live boards, 3 of which are in the top 5. Tanya is still fighting, and Andrew Tang won the pawn race.
Yeah. That much.
So 4 games. 4 games remain on the live boards. Tanya, by the way, just to mention, we have talked about the title race, the race for first place, but there's a lot at stake also for the category prizes. Tanya is the leader at the moment of, I think, both the minus 2400 and the women's
because
prize.
she's only, and I say only because she's usually over 2400.
Oh, and actually her game must be over because it's pawn against bishop.
Yeah.
So Kanarek...
it's a solid result.
Still, yeah, it's a good result,
I think it's only Dinara that can catch up with her.
Yeah, Dinara today also drew, so that means Tanya will go into the last round.
Probably with white, so she's looking pretty good there.
Okay, so that means only 3 games remain of the 31 live boards, and they are boards 1, 2 and 5, so big fight on the top boards today. Okay, let's go back to Lupulescu. Gawain
Yeah,
seems to have
let's see
been
what-
making progress.
I mean, it should be. I don't know. Is this resignable? I think so, but
Let's
sometimes I don't
download it
understand
again.
why people keep playing.
Okay, but in this case, it's clear Lupulescu will try until the very end. I think, especially in a queen ending.
Yeah, there's
I think
always
queen
some
endings are
stalemate.
different from rook endings. For example, a queen is a powerful piece, and I think it's very understandable actually that Lupulescu keeps fighting.
So queen g3 was the last move. If queen d4, the king finds nice shelter on g2. Has he made a move already, or
No, he's
no,
thinking. Time situation, by the way. These guys have quite a lot of time because they've played so many moves, and with every move they get an additional 30 seconds. So 15 minutes for white and 11 minutes for black. Gakos in the chat is saying, maybe Jones will blunder the queen and Lupulescu is actually going for the win here.
I mean,
You never know.
could happen. You never know.
I don't think Lupulescu feels like he's playing to win this one, but... Okay, so we had a move. Lupulescu played queen d4.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's getting hungry. Okay, so queen d4, bishop, king g7, no. Which? King g2 is on the board.
Of course. Why not? King c2, okay, and queen e4, yeah, pinning the pawn.
e4.
So why not push the other one, e5, protect it.
Yeah.
Everything is nice and cozy-ish.
I think Gawain might have
played
found
queen
an
g5.
even better way. Queen g5.
Ah, yeah. Now you can't go to this diagonal because of queen f5.
Is there even a square here?
Uh-huh.
Is there even a square for the black, the
King
white king?
c3, can I do that? King c1, queen c1. There's not a good square. This is mate actually, by the way.
Where is the mate?
we'd have to king e1, queen c1.
Yeah.
But if you go king c3, maybe I start checking here.
So Lupulescu has gone
where do you go?
king c3.
Well, let's say a check. And it looks like I will be able to check on d1 next. Well, yeah, you always have to be careful about the goddamn perpetuals.
I would be
So,
so
yeah.
frustrated here as black that this game was still going.
Yeah, it's
It looked
Like you
like
said.
when we still had the rooks on the board,
Yeah.
like it should be game over.
I think g2 was much faster win than
Yeah.
g takes f2. I don't really understand
I
that.
agree.
But yeah, the thing with this, you can't lose your focus. So
But you know, I don't think Gawain will mind coming home and seeing, oh, I could have wrapped this up an hour earlier. What matters is that he wins
Yeah,
today, even if it takes... when did the game start? At 3? Even if it takes 5 hours, doesn't matter. A win is a win. And he's about to move. Da, da, da. Meanwhile, the two other games are also still going. Gupta keeps checking Niels, but without making much progress. And ending between Hovhannissian and Brunello is also following the course we expected, so both those games should end in draws. But we'll stick with Gawain. He has
queen
played
f5.
queen f5.
Yeah, nice. Now he's blocking any jacks. He will play f2 next. And I think
Yeah.
resignation is...
I mean, I was about to say, I think we might see a handshake now, but then I realized I've said this like 2 hours ago.
we're like over 7 handshakes.
2 hours ago, I was like, let's keep the camera on them. We'll see a handshake now. So, what do I know? But yeah, it's very difficult to even see a move now for white. Stay hydrated, bot. You've been live for
I
just
didn't
over
even see
3
it.
hours.
I just felt it. I have a natural...
I know. Or maybe he heard you drink once again.
It's all a big conspiracy.
I know. Okay, so Queen F5. I think. Okay, should I offer you another bet that he's going?
Okay.
No, actually. Do you think he's going to resign or play a move?
I'll play a move.
Yeah. Let's see if Botas is still playing. Yeah.
Alexandra Botas.
Let me update the results. It's getting quite late in the day, but apparently she's still playing.
Have you posted the Facebook page of the Reykjavik Open somewhere?
No.
Because I will go after, if they finish quickly, I will put the this game live on the Facebook page.
Okay, let me put it in the chat now. So, Facebook/Reykjavik Open Chess. There you go. So, Ingvar is saying he will go live if what?
they finish very soon.
So, we'll
The
not
top
stick... on Alexandra's game, you mean?
Yes.
Okay. Queen B7 has been played.
Natural.
So stopping F2,
the
the pawn is pinned. And Mr. Sabon, yes, once again I agree. I think it's completely normal for Lupulescu to play on. Gupta and Grandelius are still going strong. But Hovhannissian and Brunello are down to bare kings, so that is a draw. Meaning, I think it's the first time this has happened to me, that the only two games remaining on the live boards are the top two.
Yeah,
boards.
usually. That's the opposite.
Isn't that fantastic?
Depends on...
Depends on how
Depends
hungry
on
you
many,
are.
yeah.
Okay, Queen B7, Queen E5.
Czechoslovakia. King to... well, you can't go to the d file because Queen d5 check. So I guess
he keeps pushing the king. Ah no,
also,
King C2.
Also,
King C2 is on the
King
board.
b3, Queen d5 as well. King b4, Queen b2 check. So again, looks like almost the only square. King c2.
King C2, and Gawain has played King G3 unpinning, and the thing is he's covering the G7 square, which is the only square from where you could check, so he is now ready to play F2 next move.
Yeah, so a nice formation. You know, you keep the queen and the king on the same diagonal, which blocks one check, and the queen blocks another check, so it's hard to find a check, and we are ready to move the pawn. Also, if Queen b3 to pin the pawn, I think it would be a fairly bad square, and we can give a check, king somewhere, and probably.
And I'd forgotten about this. Bozo the Clown. The pressure of crossing 2700 is getting to him. I don't think it's getting to him at all. I think it's. I mean, there might have been quicker ways to the win, but I don't think that Gawain let the pressure get to him at any stage today, and it's going to be probably one of the biggest wins of his career.
I have a new prediction. Queen e4 check, and then King g2. Similar to what we had earlier, just to block checks.
Yeah, very nice. So yeah, if you're just joining us now, Gawain Jones, after beating Lupulescu, will cross 2700 on the live list for the first time in his career. And he will also enter the last round of the Reykjavik Open as a joint leader. There you can see Alexandra is still playing. Ingvar has promised to go live on Facebook. I'll paste the link one more time. Are they getting a new score sheet? That would tilt me, actually.
Yes.
I'd be like, no, I don't need a new score sheet.
Come on! It's been signed already.
And he did, no, so Queen e4 is on the board.
Yeah. My new prediction came in.
Yeah.
No, but this is like, come on.
Abhijit Gupta will have a quick look at it when this one concludes, because he's down to 30 seconds, but I think he's now repeating. I'm slightly worried if we get board 2 on camera that they're gonna shake hands. just. But let's go to board 2 because we'll, I think, see a handshake there in a second.
Board 2?
Yeah.
Okay. I think the handshake is imminent on board 1.
Yeah, but I think here they are repeating now. I think they have maybe repeated 3 times already.
Ah.
Let me see. Da, da, da.
Yeah, also if he's
No, he's just gone to another square.
Come on!
Then let's get the camera back on. Who's gonna shake hands first? Let's get the camera back on board 1. I was wrong once again. D. Hayden is saying even a 1200 can win Gawain's position, which might be right. Okay,
yeah.
back to board 1, where Queen C3 is on the board.
What? What did White play?
Queen C3.
King G2 as predicted. Queen
yeah.
C3. Do we need some preparatory move before F2? No, we don't.
F2 is on
Screw
the board.
Yeah.
And Queen G7 has also been played.
King to F3. Because why not?
Yeah. Yep, King F3 is on the board.
Yeah, I mean, Lupulescu, he looks, you know, kind of disinterested. He's
and
just
by
playing.
the way, that is Parleygrass in the background, who hasn't been on camera so much, in the middle there with the light blue shirt and dark green jacket or whatever that is. Gawain just turned around.
Oh, he's leaving the board?
Let's get the camera very quickly on board 2 just to see Niels, Grandelius and Gupta.
They finished, board 2.
Yeah, a draw agreed on board 2. We'll probably be just in time to see them maybe exchange a few quick words because they had a very interesting game. And so you can see an animated discussion there between, one handshake missed. We'll have to go back to board 1 very shortly to make sure we don't miss both of them.
We're over 15, we're like Kyle Lowry in the playoffs. Insider joke, NBA, sorry.
So let's go back. The players, I think it's likely they're going to discuss for a little bit because the game was very complex, very interesting.
Very. And King E5 probably wasn't played. It's we're just placing the kings on the board. Handshakes
so,
over 2.
Gawain has just played King E3. We were promised an interview with Niels, says Bozo the Clown. The thing is, there's not going to be any interviews today, also not with Gawain. Not because we want to leave, but because it's 8 p.m. and the players have to play tomorrow morning at 11. So they will have better things to do.
They want to go to eat and prepare for the next game, the decisive game. So I see no reason to.
And we
finally,
have it. Handshake.
We made the basket, finally.
Yeah. 1 minute passed. So if you'd taken my bet, I would have won. So a massive win for Gawain Jones, joining Lupulescu in the lead on 6.5 out of 8. The third joint leader is Mircea Emilian Parleygrass. So these 3 players will be battling it out for the title of Reykjavik Open Champion 2019 tomorrow. Final reminder, the round starts at 11 a.m. local time, which is GMT. So the commentary will start at 1 p.m. local time. That's all from us. For the first time we've been here until all the live. Yeah. It's the first time I always fill out the score sheets. This time I've gotten all the results.
Of them. Yeah, it's true.
Except one last thing before we go offline. Let me see if the board 17, because I wasn't sure if
they fixed it on chess.
They're still playing, apparently.
Okay.
Oh, possibly. Something happened there.
Something happened, yeah, something weird.
Board 17, I'll check it out later, but thank you very much for watching us. It's been another exciting day of chess. Tomorrow will be the grand finale, so make sure to be here for that. And yeah, once again, thank you for being so lovely and good night. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Bye bye.